This week on the Steam Machine podcast. While walking in the woods one day, Chris and Martin saw something strange. A little leaping lemur who liked to bounce and play. They followed their new bouncing friend, not knowing where this adventure would end. And the animals were heading just around the bend. Where are they going? I don't know. How do we get there? Come on! Let's go! Me and you and Zaboomafoo! Cue the music! Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Steam Machine podcast. Come along, see what's new. We're just doing the things that animals do. And this week joining me is one half of the Destructo Giraffes.
What's up? How's the view from down there? Because I'm tall, because I'm a giraffe now. It's the first time I'll be taller than the other guys on the show. I think I'm the shortest guy that works on the show. That's crazy. Never really thought about it because of how we don't do it in the same room. Anyway, it's Willie. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well, my good sir. And also joining us...
Oh, hey, you're waiting for me to talk.
He's small. He's not a rat, but he'll definitely scare your cat. He doesn't hang upside down like a bat because I think that he's a meerkat. He is Team Retrogue! Yay!
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just licking my own dick. What have you guys been up to? Let's... Oh, there's no red jacket anymore. Mick, what have you been up to?
Not wearing a red jacket, that's for sure. I don't know. I've been up to about 5'7". Definitely not a giraffe. Wait, are you
5'7"?
If you're 5'7", then Willie's not the shortest person on the show.
I don't know. No,
For some reason,
I'm probably closer to 5'8", 5'9".
I thought you were like 6 foot even.
No, I'm not 6 feet.
Oh,
hell
okay.
no. No, I'm a shorter man. Which again, you wouldn't know because we don't do this show in the same room.
I get that though, because do you ever just not realize how tall people are on the thing until you actually meet them? It's weird. Everyone who's ever met Mick Foley knows what I'm talking about.
That's fair. The first time I ever saw Randy Orton in person, I was like, wow, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was. Same with Big Cass. Like, I knew he was big from the TV, but then I saw him, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's big. And then he looks at you and he's like, how you doing? Because his voice does not match his body. Yeah, I need to get y'all down here sometime and take you to Jacksonville Zoo, go hit up the alligator farm in St. Augustine, the fort.
I'd love to go to all those things.
Yeah, it sounds super fun.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Hit up some of the retro game stores in Florida.
Yeah.
I would like to eat some fishes.
I can take you one that's right around the corner from where I work, and then yes, Willie, there is plenty of seafood. And also I'd have to be like, yo, Brian, come hang out with us, and he'd be like, I am on my way. In fact, he'll hear this,
Brian
and he's already on his way.
You?
Brian lives maybe 30 minutes from me.
Oh wow! Alrighty then.
Yeah, that's why there's been a handful of times that he's just shown up to my house with a box full of stuff and been like, I was cleaning. Here, you will give this a good home. And I look in there and there's just
crazy PC box games.
That or just random. I don't even own a Genesis, I don't think, but I now have Street Fighter 2
nice.
for the Genesis.
That's Super Street Fighter 2.
Is it Super Street Fighter 2?
Yeah, you can tell because it has super big ass letters in the back.
I didn't see that. Yeah, so Super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah,
Inbox.
That's the one that had the other. That's the one that had Cammy, Fei Long, T-Hawk, and DJ in it.
Oh wow!
Hey,
going
Willie.
back to the Patreon.
Oh, Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, nice.
Yeah, so he's brought me all
Willie.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to make a note that Dalton was talking, and he went to reach for something on the shelf and moved his mouth away from the mic.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't do it all the time. Dick. Your name is now Dickalove.
This is why I just don't have shit in rain. I don't have shit I can pick up near me. I have to actually stand up if I want to grab something, like I had to do with the Dark Souls 2 box last time. By the way, I found the Dark Souls 2 disc since we did that episode, so that's neat. It turned out it was in with my Wii stuff. I don't know why, but it was just loose with my Wii games.
PS3? No, I mean, is it a PS3 disc?
Yeah, it's a PS3 disc, yeah.
Oh, okay.
While I'm reaching for things, let me shut the fuck up while I do it, though, to prove a point to Mik.
Dalton's reaching for something.
I did get this in the mail, which is
Hey!
Oh, nice.
Heroes and Friends by Jim Cornette. Also had one sent to Willie, which I believe we talked about last
Mine
time.
arrived first.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So whenever you go to order, there's like a little section where you can put like a little thing to either like he can personalize it. You just let him know if you want to personalize it, and then you can just write whatever. Well, I just wrote, my name's Dalton, and my parents love Svengoolie as much as you do.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because he was always talking about how much he loves Svengoolie on the show. So it says, to Dalton, your parents are fucking great for loving Svengoolie. Jim Cornette.
That's beautiful.
And I believe yours was like, enjoy the history, fellow Kentuckian, or something like that.
Fellow Kentucky wrestling fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool, man.
I was very happy with that.
So yeah,
I still haven't actually cracked into the book yet, but I did flip through briefly to just look at some of the glossies, because there's some real nice photography in that shit.
the only thing with mine, and this is no fault of his, my asshole who delivered my mail took this and shoved it into my mailbox. So
it's got a bendy
It's got a bendy in it that I have tried to get out by sitting heavy things on it, but like it's pretty bent. But it doesn't affect. I don't ever plan on selling this. You know what I mean? Because it's personalized to me. So
yeah.
Shit, I don't care. I'm still gonna sit here and read it. Like, dude, I mean, some of these colored things, like
yeah, look at that Bruno Sammartino
or Paul Bear. Like, there's just crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really enjoy this, I think. So I'm looking forward to cracking into that in the next few days.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like actually reading some of the stories, because I'd love to read about his ship from the territory days and with OVW and stuff. You know, I know he's got to have memories on all that shit.
Absolutely. Let's see. Well, since I'm already talking about the book and thing, I'll just run through what I've been up to, and then we'll run through you guys, because I can do mine relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So I beat the season pass number 3 for 2K26. The next day, season pass number 4 came out. So I'm like, all right, back to the grind, playing some more. But this one did come with the Hardy Boys, so that was cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yay.
I think they're Connecticut natives.
No,
I thought they were from North Carolina.
Oh. They might have been in Connecticut then, because WWE is stationed in Connecticut.
Yeah, now that's a possibility. But I know that
they were at a local fair one summer.
That's cool.
They
seem like very county fair type of people for some reason. I don't know why I think that, but doesn't it track?
It does. Like
they seem like just haven't lost their roots type of guys, you know?
I can picture like Matt eating a corn dog and Jeff's just like doing a front flip off of something. I don't
off of a corn dog.
Off the corn dog, yeah, exactly.
Jeff's doing a front flip off of the world's tallest gourd.
So I got 2 games on Steam. One I regret buying. I might return it because I already have it on Epic. But it's
How did that happen?
because I never fucking remember what I have for free on Epic, and I don't. And then I saw the cover of it, and I was like, where have I seen that cover before? And I was like looking through my other libraries, and I was like, God damn it, I knew I owned this already. But I can get Steve achievements with it. Anyway, it's called Rising Storm 2 Vietnam.
Okay.
It is a first-person shooter. Let me give you the quick description on the Steam page.
Does it take place in the Vietnam War? Because that is not one we remember as one of the really fun ones.
Yes, it does. Red Orchestra series take on Vietnam. 64-player multi-person matches, 20-plus maps, U.S. Army and Marines, and then the PAVN, NVA, NLF/VC. So I think that's the Viet Cong and all that stuff. Australians and the ARVN forces, 50-plus weapons, 4 flyable helicopters, mines, traps, and tunnels. Brutal, authentic, gritty, character customization, and napalm in the morning.
I really don't feel like I would like to play a video game about guerrilla warfare from the side of the guys getting guerrillaed at. That doesn't sound like fun.
So you want to play as the Viet guys. So you're just like, I want to do the gorillaing.
That sounds a lot more fun, yeah. Being the horribly outnumbered guys with the creative traps and stuff, that's the fun. The other side feels like the bad guys.
So
you want to make the poo-poo spikes.
Yes.
the other one that I bought, and I got all the DLC for it after I bought it because I really enjoyed the time that I had with it so far. It's called Easy Red 2. Experience massive battles with infantry, tanks, artillery, and aircraft on large, destructible open-world maps. Equip yourself, coordinate with your squad, and fight through World War II in a single-player, co-op, or multiplayer experience. So I've just been playing it in single player. So I'm like,
destructible terrain sounds fun,
dude. Last night I was in a building sniping people, and the building got artilleried, and the floor fell out from underneath me.
Ah, that's cool.
I was like, oh shit.
Cool. I don't know where that came from.
That's sweet and cool at the same time.
Cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is what happened. Dude, I slept like 5 hours last night. I had to get up for a psych appointment this morning.
So the first level I decided to do, I bought the Normandy DLC when I first got it, because I was like, oh, it's World War II, I got to get Normandy, and it was like $4.
Yeah, that's like the set piece. That's like the one they make movies about.
Exactly. So I'm like, all right, I've seen Saving Private Ryan. I know how this shit goes. I've played Medal of Honor 2 Medal of Honor Frontline. I wonder
every video game is doing Saving Private Ryan or Medal of Honor because it works.
Exactly. So I'm like, let's do this. So you pick a squad, and then you choose a member from within that squad, and they all have names, right? So I just picked a guy with a rifle, and I picked the squad leader. So I'm at the front of this thing, and I'm waiting, and it's in third person. You can go back and forth between that, but it's in third person until you hit the beach. Once you hit the beach, it switches to first person. The door dropped open, and I was like, all right, let's go. One step, 2 step, boom! I got killed. I mean, 2 steps out of the ship, and I was like, all right, this is the realism that I'm looking for. Like, fucking bullets.
That wasn't the plot twist. That wasn't the plot twist I was expecting. The plot twist I was expecting is for you to say, so, all the units have their own different, like, leaders and, characters and stuff. So anyway, I rolled up to Normandy with my character, Klaus Schnitzelführer.
Now, you can, if you want. I think you can play from the opposite side as well.
Right.
But, man.
But, I mean, typically speaking, the Normandy fantasy is not to be defending the beach.
Yeah, you want to be attacking it. Yeah, exactly. So as I'm running up the beach with the next character, I get a little further, and I get down in a prone position, and I watch this fucking big machine gun up on the hill doing a sweep across the beach, and I just watch it sweep right past me. Brah! Killed me. Fuck! Load up another guy, run in there. Eventually, I got the hang of the controls and what I was doing, and was able to actually make my way up past the beach part and get into where I was in buildings and things. But I was just really...
You've invented this hybrid movie that's half Saving Private Ryan and half Edge of Tomorrow.
It was absolutely, it was wild, man. But I was very happy when I took 2 steps out and immediately got killed because I'm like, that's probably what happened to a lot of fucking people that day. You know what I mean? And that's a horrifying thought. So I was like, I appreciate that. They didn't give you like, say like a 5-second window to get on the beach before you're vulnerable. They're like, no, bitch, take 2 steps out. Are you ducking? No? Eat a bullet. Like, lesson number 1, duck. So I haven't messed with the tanks yet. I haven't flown any planes yet. I've just been doing ground infantry. What I realized so now I'm doing the campaign. I'm going to do it in order. What I've realized is I like sniping. Get me a rifle with a scope.
Because it's harder to shoot back at you?
Yes. Because I could pop dudes from a distance and then hide for a second.
This confirms what I think about people who play snipers in multiplayer games. And if you're one of them, I am sorry, because it's not a good thing I think of you.
If it's multiplayer, I'm going in with a shotgun.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's oorah. That's...
But for this game, when it tells me like how many enemies left and it's 600 and something, I'm like, all right, let me sit back and pick a few motherfuckers off so I can, because I try to move with my squads and stuff, which is not something I normally do. But in this game, if you run away from everybody, you are now a fish in a barrel. I've also run into a foxhole and turned, and there were just 3 Germans, and I'm like, oh shit. And I shot one of them before the other 2 just lit me the fuck up. But it's been fun, man. It's been fun. Maybe I'll stream it in the Discord one of these days. You guys can see the chaos that's going on.
Yeah, it actually sounds super interesting.
There's actually a game, two other games that I've been playing. One I'm going to save for when Mik is chatting. But the other one that I've been messing around with that I can then weave into what you've been up to, Willie, is I've been messing around with this... Oh, okay, quickly, for one, I got a new save set up on Fire Pro Wrestling World. Been having a blast with it.
Oh, sweet.
But I've been playing a new incremental game.
Yes. Okay,
called Cell to Singularity.
And then I saw you playing that, and I started it as well.
And it's crazy because it has this achievement called Mik's Got a Little Dick. And I think that every time Final Fantasy 14 opens. Bitch. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. Cell to Singularity is a really interesting... I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you start off as a cell and you try to get to singularity.
Basically, it's you're in a sort of simulation. It's trying to figure out the evolutionary history of humanity to create a future where we survive, essentially. And so you start off as an amino acid into a DNA molecule, into a prokaryote, into a eukaryote, and so forth and so on, until you eventually evolve into mammals and apes and humans and other creatures. And then the machine takes alternate paths. So you go back to the Mesozoic era to determine what causes extinction events. And then you go into the solar system to start exploring other planets and how we would go, move in the future, and also how they affect us and so forth. At least that's where it is up to the point where I'm at in the game. There's other probably stuff after that. But
I've been sinking most of my time into the dinosaur area of it with the fossils and getting all those creatures. I don't know. I like discovering the new dinos, but that's just the dino. Yeah,
I just unlocked Diplodocus like right before we started streaming, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't remember which one I'm up to. I'm after sauropod. Or not sauropod, it's sauro something.
Saurician.
It's a big meat eater. And then the next one I need to unlock, I think I unlocked the next one too. It was the big long neck fucker, and then there's one after that I'm working on now. But I haven't opened that game in a couple days because it pissed me off, but I'll go back to it. Well, I haven't opened it yet. Well, I guess a couple days. I meant yesterday, but time is fake. Me and Nate had this discussion the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cell to Singularity's been fun, and I'm glad that you... I didn't even suggest it to you, but you saw it, and you were like, I bet.
Yeah, so the thing is, whatever you're playing it on, you must be playing it through Steam because it showed up in your Discord now playing. So I'm like, enough idle games have like a free web demo or something, so I'll see if it has that. And it turns out the web version is the full version, so I'm just playing it on Opera.
Hell yeah.
Although it's much more processor intensive than other web-based idle games that are natively web-based that I play, so I usually play for like a little bit and then close it again so it doesn't bog my computer down all the time.
Yeah, I typically
Plus it's a very good like check in, do all the stages, then come back in a couple hours type thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or do a reset, get it set up for winning and then leave it for 8 hours.
Yeah. So, like, where are you at in the idea tree?
Do you mean the event going on right now, or do you mean the main tree?
In the main tree, the knowledge type tree. Because there's the entropy one, which is where you get animals. Then there's the idea one where you get human cultural evolution.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if I just unlocked humans recently.
Oh, you might not even have that yet. Then there's a second currency you get by clicking the brain that gives you what it calls ideas, and doing that gets you into like the Stone Age and then like the Iron Age and so forth and so on.
Oh, okay.
I literally just got into like the Information Age, which is like the actual present, like today.
Did you take my advice and in the dinosaur area, when you can look at your dinosaurs, did you click on the dinosaur?
I clicked the T-Rex looking guy a few times, but I couldn't get him to do the Easter egg.
No, the one that's standing next to the trophy?
No. Oh, I might have just missed what I was supposed to be looking for then.
So in the area where they're all at, if you rotate your camera around, there's like a trophy that represents some contest that they had where T-Rex won. And if you click the T-Rex next to it, he like puts on sunglasses and like a little suit and starts doing a little dance.
Ah, see, when you said T-Rex, I thought you meant like there was like one of the dinosaurs that looked kind of like a T-Rex. So like, he probably means that guy. So I just clicked on him a bunch. I didn't find the trophy.
Okay, well, next time, look for it. He's kind of in the side.
Yeah, no. Okay.
But yeah, fun game, and it's free.
Fun.
I've put 75 hours into it, but a lot of that's idling.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. I like it. It's got a lot to go into, and one of the things that's really cool is like if you click on the description or anything, there's a lot of like educational little tidbits about everything.
Yeah, which kind of.
In fact, like a couple of the animal facts I have for this episode came from that game actually.
I was gonna say it links into kind of what we're playing. Yeah, that's cool. I do like learning, man.
Yep.
I honestly think that edutainment games for adults would be cool if they could do it and not make them what everyone's thinking right now about edutainment games.
Yeah.
So.
What is everybody thinking right now about edutainment games?
That a lot of them are super duper cheesy.
Yeah, the problem is you tend to lose one. You either lose the edgy or the attainment. People don't really mix the two very well.
Yeah, there was an era where they were quite good, but the era before that and the era after that have been terrible from everything that I've seen. But I haven't also not played an edutainment game in a long time. They could be quite good now, if they even exist anymore. Yeah, what else you been up to?
I learned a lot of things from video games, man. Like, I learned to parry.
I've been learning to parry a lot.
I love parrying.
Speaking of that, I know I was going to ask what else you've been up to, and I know that one of them has been playing more Dark Souls. So.
Yeah, so you want to move on to me then? Okay, if we're segueing over to me. Like at the end of a lot of episodes lately, I've been saying like, this is a really good game and I hope I get more hours and start on it. With Dark Souls, I actually did that. I went and just kept on playing as much as I'd been playing for the episode and ended up finishing it. And a couple thoughts. Thought number one, every time during that episode and in the surrounding time where I said the phrase the abyss, the area I meant to talk about was the depths, the sewer area underneath Blighttown. Or not Blight, that leads to Blighttown.
I knew what you meant.
The area between the Undead Burg and Blighttown. So if you heard me say the abyss and give you tips about that, I didn't mean that because the abyss is a tiny little shitty area with... Joseph Parks is cool.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, it's fine. I like Abyss. I did lose my train of thought immediately, though. Oh, yeah, the Depths is a cool sewer level that kind of sucks, and I thought it sucked, and then I got to Blighttown, and I'm like, oh, I kind of miss the Depths. And then I got to other areas later on, and I'm like, oh, I kind of miss Blighttown.
Anne Orlando, that the ghost town place.
I liked New Londo Ruins,
New Londo
actually.
Ruins, that's what it was.
I was gonna say, isn't Anne Orlando like a hub?
Yeah, Anne Orlando is
City.
it's basically where you're trying to get when you ring the bells. It's the town of lords.
Okay.
And it's also basically the nicest area in the game.
It's the most pleasant to look at.
Like it,
you can't get
almost doesn't feel like it belongs in the
until
same
you
game.
ring both bells. Then
Ringing both bells opens up an area you have to get through to get there, and then after you get there, it's kind of a second hub, like you say. But at that point, the game stops Metroidvania-ing so much and starts being a lot of one-way paths off of an arterial paths off of a central hub, rather than a Metroidvania that wraps back onto itself.
gotcha.
And a lot of those places were pretty cool. I will also say that I really disliked Lost Izalith because it just was not a level at all. It was just a big fiery pit that had maybe a path you could get through and one kind of monster in it. And then when you got to the boss, that boss also wasn't any good.
Wasn't any good in what way?
Is that the Bed of
Like
Chaos?
sucked to fight,
Yeah,
or just sucked?
In that it was basically a platforming puzzle in a game that platforming and puzzles don't work in.
You can't jump.
Yeah, that's a big problem, isn't it? Because you kind of have to land a specific jump to finish that fight.
Yeah.
Which means you have to like dodge into the air.
No, do that running
Yes.
leap that you can do.
Yes, you have to do that running leap, and you have to do that against a monster that randomly swipes at you, which can knock you out of the air, and it just arbitrarily kills you, regardless of what you do.
That's the fight that me and Dane spent like 5 minutes talking about how bad it sucked.
It's just not good. There's nothing good about that fight. So I'm not sure if I want to stand by the 10 I gave the game, because the parts of it were good, were so fucking great that like when I finished it, I didn't want to be done playing it. I ended up starting to watch the Secret Sleepover Society streamers, which is Julia Lepetit and Jacob Andrews, the husband and wife that are part of the Drawfee art comedy channel. I've watched like 8 of their streams of Julia playing that game now, because she's a crazy person and I can't believe she's making progress the whole time. Like, she's ridiculously stubborn and doesn't play video games like a normal human being. At one point, her husband said, "You play games like a squirrel does." And I think that's pretty accurate. She's either completely obsessed with the wrong things or absolutely ADHD and doesn't notice what she's supposed to. But she's insanely good at certain things. Like, she has better parry timing than anyone I've ever seen in the universe, period. It's crazy.
Really?
But that also means that when you give someone a bag full of parries, they think everything is a parryable attack. It's a very hammer and nail situation.
And then she just gets fucked up by something that's like, no, you can't parry me, bitch. Ah!
At least she did for a while until she spends like an entire hour fighting the same Black Knight at the edge of the cliff in the Valley of the Drakes. Mm-hmm. Except one time, the Black Knight rolls off the cliff after her, dies, and drops the fucking Black Knight halberd, which is apparently a 20% chance drop. And so she already has the best weapon in the game and a thing to build towards. And all Jacob can say when this finally worked, because she didn't do anything different or better each time. She lucked out and he fell on after her. All she did is, "You got the Black Knight halberd, you dumbass!" Like, he just could not believe it. But between getting that and learning how to two-hand, now she's really good at the game. It's scary. She's at, like, Sen's Fortress is where I'm up to now. And it's also kind of hilarious because, again, she's very stubborn and keeps on running into the same traps the same way over and over again. And it's very funny.
Hell yeah. And you dove back into Elden Ring a bit too, didn't you?
Yeah, I got so into watching them play that I wanted to play more Dark Souls. And I'm like, I could start over in Dark Souls 1, I could try to play Dark Souls 2 on the PS3, but I don't want to do that because I kind of don't want to play with the servers down like Dane was talking about it being weird to see bloodstains in Dark Souls 1 because he's so used to playing it offline. I'm like, no, I want the bloodstains and messages and stuff. Those are a big part of the game to me now. And so if I play Dark Souls 2, I'll want to play it on the PC. Because I think it still works normal.
Great set ahead.
But, yeah, exactly. So I just started playing Elden Ring, but then I opened my file and I had no idea where I was or what I was doing or where I was going anymore. So I just rolled up a new character and started over. And I'm having the time of my life because I'm just exploring and doing weird random shit. Like, I haven't taken on the first mandatory boss yet at all. I just keep on going different directions and seeing how far I can go and what I can find and changing out my main weapon, which I've done 4 times in one session.
I joined you on that, and I made a new character, and I always rolled Samurai in Elden Ring. Mm-hmm. This time I went with Warrior. So okay. I'm gonna try something a little different.
Is it easier or harder playing as a warrior? Because isn't a warrior like kind of like the main, like the default class? No, the default class is like a guardian, knight, something like that. It's a little more armored. The warrior that I chose, he's got like no shirt on. He's got like a head scarf, and he wields an axe and a shield. And then the samurai is quick, and I think it has high crit damage, but they have lower HP, I think, if I remember. I don't know. I'd have to look at the stats again. But
I'm playing the Confessor, which I'm pretty sure is the direct parallel to the Pyromancer from Dark Souls 1. It's a very rounded class you can do basically anything with. You'll probably move into a faith build, which is cool because if I ever find the Winged Scythe again, that was my favorite weapon the first time I was playing Elden Ring. So that it scales on faith and it's just really neat. It's been a blast. I love the messages. Like, there's something about the creativity and stupidity of the messages in Elden Ring in particular. Because, like, and the Souls games have, like, the really limited, vocabulary and sentence structures you're allowed to use. But people manage to use them in such creative ways. Except the people who write mist or beast everywhere can fucking all perish. Like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, I don't get it. The second time I saw it, I sounded it out, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. The third time, I'm like, oh, this is going to be 1/3 of the messages I see as long as I'm in beginner areas for the rest of this time, right?
Yeah. Once you get past the, spots where they could no longer get past it, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I guarantee no one is Mr. Beasting in fucking past the Godric the Grafted.
It's wild.
But yeah, if you go down that first elevator, tons of Mr. Beast.
Without giving away too much, even though I'm sure Mick listened to that episode, the fact that there's like an entire game and then you beat Godric, and then you walk through and you walk up and then you just see the rest of it and you're like, oh, holy shit. I thought I just beat the game.
Yeah.
Are we talking about
Elden
Dark Souls or Elden Ring? Okay.
Elden Ring.
Doesn't Dark Souls do something similar?
Yes, but not quite on the scale that I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, when I was watching that one video you sent from Sean Murray that had, like, the sizes of various worlds in it, and I saw Elden Ring's world is about the same size as Red Dead Redemption 2, which is basically 5 U.S. states. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
It's absolutely massive, yeah. That's a cool video, by the way.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to end with...
I was really surprised it didn't end with a your mom joke.
You know why it didn't, right? You know why it didn't, right?
Wouldn't fit in the video?
Because your mom.
Swing and a miss.
I remember, I think it was Dane said that he wanted the end of it to be a hard drive, since all of those can fit on a hard drive.
That's true.
And I was like, oh, that would have been a cool little ending too. It's like all of these.
Also, would love to see a comparison of the sizes between Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky. Because both of them have like galaxy size and partial procedural generation. Like, it'd be interesting to see, what has more of what. Because I would suspect No Man's Sky has a lot more actual stars and planets and such.
I think No Man's Sky is bigger as far as scale and more like explorable planets and stuff like that. I think Elite Dangerous is far more focused on its galaxy that it has. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah, there's a specific spot of space that actually matters. You can eventually go out into procedurally generated space and it's all kind of just PE 103-7 Q7 or whatever.
We actually have a Spotify comment from that episode that I can go look at real quick.
Okay.
Players have discovered 0.08% of the galaxy in Elite Dangerous.
Oh, wow.
So
0.08%. So, damn. That means 1 in every 1,000 stars has not been, or less than 1 in every 1,000 stars has been actually seen by a player.
Yeah, that's nuts. I did lots of scooping.
Yep, I like scooping. Scooping fun. Damn, don't make me want to go play Elite Dangerous. I have so many other games I want to keep on playing. I still want to do Elden Ring. I still want to get back and finish Clair I did go ahead and uninstall Final Fantasy VII for... I did uninstall Final Fantasy VII for the time being because that'll probably be what I want to go to after Clair, and it takes up a billion gigabytes.
Game.
So
yeah.
It's like it was that, or like it was going to be that, or Monster Hunter World, and I figured there's a chance I might get a wild hair of my ass and solo Monster Hunter World at some point.
Yeah. So what else have you been up to, brother?
Let's see. So that was games. Oh, there's still other game stuff, man. I've been doing a little Doom again lately. Recently the Dean of Doom, who is a guy who does reviews of important and interesting Doom megawads, started covering Sunder, which was like one of the most influential slaughter wads of all time. It's basically it was like the next step forward into the influence of it after stuff like Hell Revealed and Alien Vendetta and stuff, in that it was the one that all the future big, massive, like hour-long maps that are just full of stuff and insane architecture are kind of inspired by. And I started watching that, and then I started watching the very first map, and I'm like, you know what? I could actually just go try playing it and see if I come up to similar conclusions to this guy. And then I downloaded it and started playing it and realized it doesn't support difficulty levels. I was going to play it on easy. No, there's no different monster placements on any difficulty levels. So
help us deal with it.
I almost said it's ultraviolence or bust, but technically you could play on I'm Too Young to Die, which gives you double ammo and half damage. But that's the only concession there is. There's no like easier layouts or anything like that. And you start off in the first room with just a single barrel shotgun in a room with 4 Hell Knights, 2 Revenants, and an Archvile. And very quickly you realize a single barrel shotgun is not enough to handle those guys, and you have to try to come up with a solution on how to get rid of the Archvile, because if you don't get rid of him, he's going to revive the other guys. And it becomes kind of puzzly at first, and because I've been playing a lot of Souls games, I'm like, okay, I think I can figure out a way to do this, because what Souls games have taught me is any victory is a good victory. How can I cheese this map so that guy dies? And then I did, and then it breaks down into bigger and more massive fights, and you have to be clever and aware of your positioning at the same time. And it was pretty good. I beat the first level, Python. Really enjoyed it. That's child's play compared to where it goes later. Like, that's an 11-minute map. There are like 2-hour maps long in it later.
Jesus Christ.
Although I did find out when I was downloading it, there's a joke wad called Sunder for people who don't have the time to play Sunder, where someone basically recreated all the levels but with only like 3 monsters each.
Okay, just kill these and then move on.
Yeah. So I just thought that was really funny. Like, the Doom community is crazy. I also started playing one called Wonderful Doom, which is the exact opposite of that. Wonderful Doom is just like, what if you could play Doom 1 again for the first time? Like, every single level is straight up based on a level from the original Doom 1, except just, like, rearranged. Like, nothing is copy-pasted, everything's recreated, but all of them have the vibes of the classic Doom 1 levels. And I got up through, like, E1M8, or E1... I went most of the way through episode 1, and then it's like, oh, it's recording time almost. I should just get off of it. But I've really enjoyed what I played so far. It has a really good feel. And if you play it on the Doom 1+2 source port and turn on the Andrew Hulshult IDKFA music remakes, like, the whole thing feels like you're just playing, like, reimagined original Doom. And it's just nice.
That's what's up. I want to make a kawaii Doom mod where you, like, your weapons are, like, fairy godmother wands and stuff, and you shoot like bubbles and hearts and stuff at fairies and enemies and things like that. I think it'd be really funny.
There's a fairly recent boomer shooter called Don't Stop Girly Pop that has kind of a similar theme to that I've downloaded the demo of but haven't started playing yet. But it was featured at the last AGDQ. One of my favorite things on it is in the Steam page for, I don't know if it's on the full game episode or game thing or just on the demo, but on the Steam page there were quotes from various people describing the game, and one of the quotes is from Dave Oshry, the head of New Blood Interactive, the people that published the game Ultra Kill, and he says, "Finally, an Ultra Kill for the gays." Which, if you know anything about the demographics for Ultra Kill, you will know how funny that is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, I don't know how that game has such like a LGBTQ shipping fandom when it doesn't seem to have that many characters and stuff in it, but Ultra Kill really does, so people have fun with their games. I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
It makes me happy that people are happy, you know, even if personally I just think it's demon robots.
But they think that they're demon robots that fuck.
Could be. Maybe there's more to it. I haven't got very far into that game. Maybe there is some like tension under the hood that I just don't know about yet. I should play more Ultra Kill. I have way too many games on my backlog. Like I said, Elden Ring is currently up, and then probably Clair Obscur, and then I probably want to get back around to Trails before we have to do 3 for that podcast. Because that's definitely going to happen.
At this point, we should do first chapter remake, and then when second chapter remake, we should just play that.
That would be fun.
I like that
now,
idea. Yeah.
And if that's the case, Willie, you're still welcome to play the old one if you would rather that, because I know me and you have a love for that art style. But I'm just saying we could do it that way. That way you get the experience, and then we can move past it, and then we can still cover it, being like, oh, and there's this new version here. Is it, you know, this kind of thing?
Yeah.
So.
It's like the new style looks cool. I have a soft spot for that.
Oh, I love that original
2D sprites on a 3D, you know, like Final Fantasy Tactics and Dragon Quest VII for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
That style is just really cool to me.
I agree. There's something... I have a weird nostalgia for that.
I just feel like it's an art style that didn't live as long as it should have. And I really do love 3D environments with billboarded sprites. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Non-game wise, what do I have? My knee has been bothering me for the last week, so that sucks, but I don't know if there's anything to it. There's no obvious injury or whatever, but it's definitely warmer and more swollen than the other one, and it responds well to ice, so I'm just going to keep putting an ice pack on it, and hopefully it'll be fine, and I can put all my weight on it again soon.
I can send you the link. I ordered 2 knee wraps that you put in the freezer. And then when you take them out, you can
that's a great
wrap
idea.
them around your knee, and it's almost like a little brace, but it's just ice cold. Oh, it's so nice, dude.
That sounds really good. What I've been doing is literally having a long sleeve shirt and tying it around with the sleeves and putting the ice pack inside of the non-sleeve. Yeah.
Well, hey,
it works, but
skin, though. Yeah.
You know, yeah. I don't know. I'll get better. I feel pretty good. Oh, I've been drinking tea again lately. Like, I just suddenly thought the other day, why haven't I been drinking tea? And so I went to Dollar General and bought so much tea. There's like 100 bags of tea here, and then...
I do love sweet tea, dude. Or unsweet tea. I love tea in general.
Yeah, and these are definitely bags that are intended for making, like, iced tea, but I've just used them and fished it out with a spoon, you know? Just boil the water, steep it for 3 minutes, then put the spoon in there and get it out. I got some green tea too, but I don't know where I put it. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, I do like some green tea as well. A little honey.
Yep. I actually put honey in my last cup of tea, and I really enjoyed that. Really got some honey from a in-state apiary, and it was quite good. All blended together real good. I feel like my voice kind of got coated by it. Although now it's not coated because I've drank like 30 ounces of Diet Coke since then. But
fun fact for our listeners, if you didn't know, that you should eat local honey because it will help protect you during pollen season and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard it's actually good for allergies because the bees process the same pollens and allergens. So if you like, these aren't from my exact city, but they're from the state. I actually don't know where this place. I'm gonna look up where this town is real quick. Okay, yeah, it's very much in my neighborhood, like somewhere close to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, which is pretty close to Louisville.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love tea.
It's good stuff, man. It's one of those things where it's like I just don't have it for a while, and I start drinking, and I'm like, why don't I do this all the time?
I like it when I'm sick.
It's a very comforting thing when you're sick. It's like just chicken broth, you know? It's good. It makes you feel like you're doing something warm and nice for your body.
I always tell my dad, like, whenever he makes soup, I'm like, you could just take the liquid of this and pour it into a thermos, and I would just sip on it and be happy. Just flavored hot beverage.
I have often considered just boiling a cube of chicken bouillon in a mug of water and just sipping on that.
Oh, yeah, but that'd be
actually tasty. Come to think of it, I would like to get some miso again. That would be good. Because I used to get like the instant miso that you can make for pretty cheap, and just that stuff's nice.
If you were doing meat, if you're doing bouillon in the water, would that be meat tea?
Essentially. It's you couldn't call it herbal tea. It's not exactly an herb, but yeah, it's as close to meat tea as you could get. I don't object to that. It sounds weird when you say meat tea, but
I think that's why.
No weirder than calling tea leaf soup.
It's like I hear about the people in England drinking Bovril at football games, and I'm like, man, I bet that's good. It's just really tasty beef broth.
Savory, yeah. I am interested in trying Bovril, actually. It's one of those very, very places with a king food that I'd like to get around to just to have at least tried it. It's with that and Marmite and Vegemite, you know?
I've tried Marmite.
How was it?
Very salty.
Interesting.
Although it was tasty if you take it and you mix it with some butter and spread it on toast.
Isn't that like the idea? Yeah. You put it on toast? Yes. Or like as a sandwich topping?
That's good stuff.
That's all I got, I think.
So, Mik, moving into you, I don't know if you want to bring it up first, but you and I have both been dabbling in a game lately.
Palworld?
Yeah, Palworld 1.0.
Very, 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 very light dabbling. And when I say very, very light dabbling, maybe I'll get 20 minutes before bed. I feel like all of my gaming has been 20 minutes before bed these days, which is how I've mostly played Planet Zoo. But with Palworld, I don't know. I'll just tend to just go in, walk around for a little bit, catch some pals, go and do a little bit of work on the base, and then just start to fall asleep. And then same thing with Planet Zoo, which I'll get into a little bit later. That would be, mostly just going in, doing some zoo stuff, listen to the old lady talk about things I have to do, and fall asleep. But I don't know. Yeah, Palworld is definitely a lot better than it was before in early access. It was still good in early access. But yeah, I highly recommend to anybody who's interested in that game to just start a new character and just start from the beginning again, because there's all sorts of stuff in the beginning that you're just not you didn't have before. New characters, there's a walkthrough, there's a story. There's a lot more purpose to it now, and it's definitely a lot more fleshed out. Even the graphics look good.
And I made us a private server that I haven't had open because I haven't seen anybody playing it, but that is a thing. So if you're a listener and you like Palworld, hit me up and I'll maybe let you in on the server. And yeah, it's been cool, man. Like I've been enjoying my time with it so far. Running around catching the pals. I got me one of the bosses. I caught one of the boss, or not. It was like a dungeon boss, dire wolf. So it's bigger than normal.
Oh wow!
So I have that thing running around with me. I've had my ass kicked many a times picking fights that I shouldn't have.
Oh yeah, that's just part of the game. Yeah, that's part of the game. I actually caught a chillet last time, and that's one of the first kind of bossy type pals you can capture. And so I've been riding around on that. And I think I just recently made a harness for a Fox Park so I could use him as a handheld flamethrower. Other than that, they introduced this brand new cat. I forgot the name of it, but he's basically a dark ghost type cat thing. And he literally just kind of sits there and lazes around, and he's got these ghost arms that do the work for him. And he's a handiwork pal, so he'll saunter up to the workbench and he'll just like lazily put the ghost arms out, and like they'll start doing the work, and it's very cute.
I like Palworld.
Yeah, he's one of the new ones. Yeah,
he's a little dog dressed like a samurai, and he's fucking awesome.
That's cute.
And his name is indeed Palworld.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Pals don't evolve, right?
No, they do not evolve.
I didn't think so. Okay, slightly a bummer, but I understand why. Come on, Nexamon 3.
They should do Digimon rules and just have them evolve in the most nonsense ways, and then sometimes go backwards.
I've also been playing like here and there just a little bit of Digimon Time Stranger because of
course you have.
I really like just seeing what Digimon I get next. I really like that a lot. But yeah, Palworld's been great. Highly recommend. What else have you been up to, Mik?
The Retroid Pocket Nova showed up at my doorstep yesterday. This went out for pre-order a couple weeks ago, and it's not being shipped to consumers yet, so I got an early review sample. So I stayed up all night, basically trying to get an early look video. I tried to get an early look video out, which I succeeded in doing. I ended up going on the Retro Handhelds live stream earlier today to showcase that off. I don't know. It's basically... It's very nice for a retro handheld device. It's got like a 4.5 inch 4x3 screen. So it's actually really good for NES, SNES, GameCube, PS2. They'll play on this thing.
Nice. It looks nice. I like the construction of that.
Yeah. No, it's not a... I'm actually not a fan of the fact that it's a flat back and there's nothing to really grip on. But other than that, it's pretty it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. You know, just the fact that I was able to get on an early look. The channel is freaking booming right now. Video's only been out for about 6-7 hours, and it's got like almost 5,000 views.
Nice. I will say, like you mentioned about the flat backs, like I don't think I realized how much like a nicely sculpted back would help until you sent me that neat Odin.
Yes.
Oh my god, that thing. The back of that feels so nice, especially for playing games where you're going to need to use the shoulders and face buttons.
Very much so, yeah.
It's like it's a controller and it's a game system, you know, like a handheld actually is.
Well, that's one thing that I think that we didn't understand back in the days of
when y'all played with
of
Play-Doh?
the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance and stuff, because we were just handed stuff, and we did what we did, and we played, and we accepted the fact that we can actually play video games on the go. It was a big thing at the time. And I think now, we're kind of entering a time where, we have options, first of all.
Yeah, so ergonomics actually enters into it for the first time.
Ergonomics actually
enters,
and we have so many different devices, like even just like looking at the Steam Deck, like that's meant to be held for longer play sessions. And so I kind of get the nostalgia factor of having a device like that. But I also I want to just sit and have it be comfortable.
Yeah, but there is something also nice about the little, like, the flat ones feel nice and light, too, though. Like, it feels like you're not carrying a big old, heavy old thing, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like a Game Boy Advance that you're supposed to take with you.
And I think that's why they do the flat back, is because they want you to throw it in your pocket and just have it.
Like there ain't no chance I'm putting the Odin in my pocket. It goes in a backpack or a carrying case. If it's going anywhere, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But just also, like, I'm also weird with stuff in my pockets. Like, I'm not the type of person to even want my wallet in my back pocket. I keep my wallet in my front right pocket. I keep my phone in my front left pocket, and I keep my keys on a hook on my belt. So, like, any pickpockets in Connecticut who want to know the exact location of his valuables. Good luck pickpocketing me from the front, losers.
Now, Mik, as your friend.
Give me a little tickle while you're there.
As your friend.
Oh, boy, here we go.
I'm also a front pocket boy.
I posted a link in your chat the other day about a new Aya Neo coming out. And as your friend...
Is it the Advance?
You do not need to review that. You do not need to spend over $5,000 on a fucking handheld.
The next two? Fuck that thing. Hell fucking no.
When I saw that price tag, I went, that's as much as I paid for this fucking computer sitting here.
No.
This beast that I have cost me $5,000. A handheld? Fuck off.
Fuck no. There is zero reality in which I am touching that thing unless they send me one.
Oh, if they send it to you for free for a review, that's different.
They won't.
But I can't, in good conscience, let you fucking drop $5,000 on a handheld.
I wouldn't.
That's like saying, if they'll send me a Harrier jet for just some Pepsi points, and I'll take it.
No, the most I spent on a handheld was $1,500, and even then I sold it afterwards because I could not justify spending $1,500 on it.
That is an excessive number.
Yeah.
That is also what I said when I was weighed at the doctor's office today.
Oh, I went to the doctor. I did not lose, I did not gain. So, therefore, I did not get yelled at.
I just don't like looking at the weight that I have after I've eaten breakfast and I'm fully dressed. That's not usually how I weigh myself.
Yeah,
right. I made it a point to not eat until I got there, and then I ate afterwards. I cheated the system.
It was a psych appointment. If I'm not allowed to have a hot dog before I go to a psych appointment, then I really need a psych appointment.
They weigh you for those?
Yeah, because they have to handle my medication and stuff.
Oh, you know what? You know what? That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. You're right. That's fair.
I have a scale in my bathroom, and I only weigh in the mornings after I've taken my morning shit. Mm-hmm. And I take all my clothes off.
Right, exactly.
And I weigh, and then I hop in the shower.
That's the play.
Because it's the most consistent. It's the most consistent way to get your weight. You're not going to have water weight fluctuations like you would if you weigh yourself during the day after eating, etc., etc.
Yeah, no, that's definitely.
But it also means you're used to a much smaller number.
Yeah, I've been fluctuating recently between like 293 and 298 in there. I'd like to get that down to like 278. That'd be great.
I'm currently sitting at 225.
Yeah, that's my ideal weight. If I could hit 225, I'd be happy as fuck.
I love that we're in very different directions. I'm like, if I weighed 225, I would throw myself into the Ohio River.
I mean, dude, you gotta think.
Like, I may be chunky, but if I find myself no longer fitting into the WCW Cruiserweight division, it's over for me, man.
I mean, you also have to keep in mind, I was 250.
Oh,
that's pretty. I'm not saying you're bad. I'm saying that's nice. That's not bad at all.
For me, when I was in high school, I think the heaviest that I weighed was like 426.
Holy shit!
I was a big boy. So I've lost a lot of weight over the years.
That's quite impressive.
That's one thing. Like when I'm looking at myself in the mirror sometimes, and I'm like, oh man, I'm still kind of chunky, and then I feel it, and I'm like, yeah, but a lot of this is just loose skin that I have too. It's like, so.
Yeah, which comes from the fact that you lost a good chunk of weight, so that's not a terrible thing.
Yeah, it's probably better to be loose than filled in that case.
Yeah, I was with a friend the other night, and me and her were watching American Ninja Warrior, and this girl came on, and she was like 90-something pounds, and I was like, I weigh like 4 of her, and I don't know how I feel about that. Or 3 of her, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, fucking hell.
It's a funny thing to think. I could eat that entire human and not be at my heaviest lifetime weight.
Yes, exactly. It's like fucking weird, man. Fucking lingerer, man.
So, lately, I've been going into this local cafe because it's summertime and I'm not working. I'm just working on the channel. And so sometimes in order to like edit and stuff, I need to get out of the house for a little bit, so I'll go there. Kids at day camp. We signed them up for day camp, which ends after next week. So, which is fine because that kind of coincides with a couple vacations we're going on. And so I'll go there and I'll see the clientele walk in and how they look and what they're wearing, and I'll just be like, yep, never gonna get to experience being with anyone like that in my lifetime.
Young college kids or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And
I'm still
immediately followed with oh, I've wasted my life.
I'm still delusional enough that I'm like, hey, I bet if I got into yoga, I could probably get down to a pretty good weight and just look completely shredded. That's no problem. I just need to jog a little bit, that's all.
In other news...
This is going to sound like I'm bragging, and I'm not being braggadocious.
Oh, no, I'm very jealous of the amount of tail that you've gotten in your lifetime.
Well, I was just going to say, besides like one girl that it never came to fruition with, I have fucked every girl I've ever put my mind to. Like, and usually it's not just, I don't want to just fuck them. Usually I'm trying to date them as well. Let me just clarify. I'm not a piece of shit. But usually it's like if I put my mind to it, I can get it done. Like, I'll never forget my friend Erin. I was into her sister, and she's like, my sister doesn't like guys like you. Good luck. 2 weeks.
I mean...
I had her sister coming over and hanging out with me and staying the night and stuff, and Erin was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I told you. Like, dude, you just got... If you listen to what they're saying and then talk to them about things that they talk to you about and listen, and they're like, oh my God, he was paying attention. That goes a long way.
I think there was a book about that, like an old book about that, like how to make friends and something people.
How to win friends and influence people.
How to win friends, yeah. Like, that was one of the big things, is eye contact, listen, and repeating back what they say.
Yeah, I think the general principle of that was you can't really interest somebody by anything else other than making them realize that you're interested in them.
Correct.
Yeah. Because then it becomes mutual interest.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just aren't used to being listened to. So if you actually can prove that you're paying attention to shit they say, they're like, oh, wow, that's a conversation. No one cares about what you say. They care about whether, they feel like you listen to what they say.
Which is probably why my wife is always mad at me.
I've had people tell me that I'm a very good listener. I should be a therapist. And I'm always like, see, I don't know about that. I don't think I could do it because there's a lot of times that my friends tell me something and my first reaction is, ooh, that's rough. And like, I don't
that's rough,
I don't want to say that. And then I'll formulate like something to say, like, to be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if I was talking to my therapist and I said something and she went, oof, I'd be like,
exactly.
Oh, that's not good. Exactly. That's not good.
Do I need to lie down? Did this session just get serious? What happened here?
I know we're doing this over Zoom, but my bed's right over there. I can lay down, man. We can go full, get the couch, say interesting in a German accent.
I'm also pretty sure my therapist multitasks.
It would be awesome if you looked at their notebook and it turned out they were just doing a Sudoku the whole time.
You guys are on Zoom. You're fucking just sitting there talking to them, but you're looking down playing Final Fantasy 14, and the therapist is like, looking down doing a crossword puzzle. I can see it in my head. It's like a Larry David skit. What else you been up to, man?
Good God.
Are you about ready to talk about some animals? Hit me with some more stuff.
I don't think anyone wants to hear about my windows and the flies in my room right now.
In your defense,
needless,
I have seen the fly.
Suffice to say, he is. Yeah, it's not a good situation. He had his windows
replaced
right there. Earlier.
It's right there.
And
there. Just flew. It just flew by the camera. And it did it again.
I had to come say hi.
God.
Yeah, it seems like it would be very agitating, and you've been doing a really good job of not just focusing on that, to be honest, because it would be driving me nuts too.
He just fucking landed.
The eagle has landed.
He's not a fly, he's a land.
And he's flying away again.
Before we get into the Wikipedia bullshit, would you boys like some random zoo facts?
Oh yeah, you got one. I got one for you too. Let's do back to back.
All right. Well, I've got a few, so we'll go one for one.
Okay.
All right. So this is just about zoos. I have animal facts for later, but like this is.
Oh, I only had animal facts, not zoo facts. Sorry, yours is specifically a zoo fact. Go ahead.
These are just zoo facts.
Hit me with a couple of zoo facts, then I won't reflect on it.
So it has been estimated that it has been estimated by the WAZA that over 600. The WAZA. The Jizza.
The Jizza, the Rizza, the Wazza.
Old dirty best and method man. The Zootang clan.
Oh shit, there it is. There it is. Yes. Yes. Fuck, that was a punchline. I didn't expect us to actually hit a punchline. That's fucking funny.
It estimates that over 600 million people visit zoos each year. And that this is probably an understatement.
I tell you, every day I get outside and go to the zoo called the city, you know what I mean?
Germany has the most zoos.
That joke works way better if you live in, like, New York, not Louisville, Kentucky.
So it's estimated that there are
Germany.
more
Tell me
than,
about Germany.
There are more than 2,800 zoos and aquariums in the world. Germany, as of 2003, has 414 registered zoos and the most in any single country.
That's pretty good.
The USA has at least 355 zoos.
Okay.
Where is it? Busch Gardens Tampa has the most visitors, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
being that
Busch
it's a theme
Gardens.
park and a zoo at the same time.
Yeah.
Has over 1 million visitors, over 400. God damn it! Take 4.5 million visitors per year.
I've actually never been to Busch Gardens, but like when Zoo Tours guy randomly just mentioned it out of nowhere, I was like, that sounds fun. By the way, Zoo Tours is a channel that Dalton had been watching recently that he showed us some videos of, and it is what it sounds like. If you want to see like the Africa Loop at the Jacksonville Zoo, or Glacier Run at the Louisville Zoo, or perhaps something that isn't where we live.
And I was about to suggest to you, and if you want to check out the Busch Gardens Zoo, he has.
I should check out Busch Gardens there. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
The average adult
I forgot
entrance,
to ask about Busch Gardens. That was one I wanted to see.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I don't remember if they had Busch Gardens.
Dude, wouldn't it be wild if they had a? Wouldn't it be wild if they had a combined Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, Busch Gardens?
Dude, they could do that. What if they did that one day, just like Planet Park, and you could do
Planet Park,
zoos and copyright Steam Machine. They got to pay us $5.
TM.
Oh, hey, I have a Steam Machine now, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Right, and you put the Steamy logo on it.
Yeah, and it's a Steam Machine.
And Jeff sucks.
And Jeff sucks.
Which funny story. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you made me think of this now.
You're fucking great, dude.
So I did my whole Steam Machine review with the Jeff Sucks sticker on the Steam Machine. No context whatsoever. And so I had a couple members of my audience over in the Retro Handhelds Discord being like, who is Jeff and why does he suck? So
well,
Jeff
sucks.
So Jeff goes into the Retro Handhelds Discord.
Oh shit!
Says,
I am Jeff, and this is why I suck.
Says, why do I suck? Fuck you, that's why. And then leaves the Discord.
Classic.
Attaboy, Jeff.
Good work, Jeff. Yeah. I love it. Love it. That is the game as she is played.
Fuck you, Jeff. Watch South Park.
Oh, dude, that's too funny. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And then in our Discord, the TSMP Discord, he says, I'm like an icon from Final Fantasy. It takes a lot of mana to summon me.
I think he used Eidolon because I think that's what they were in 9, but...
yeah, 9 and 13.
That sounds right.
So, based on 247 zoos in the U.S., the average adult entrance price is $9.01.
Huh.
Which, Jacksonville, a little pricey then.
That's a really reasonable number, man.
Yeah. The most expensive fee is $58 for an adult in Safari West in Santa Rosa, California.
I should have guessed California. That makes sense.
The average child entrance price in the U.S. is $5.53, with the most expensive, age 3 to 9, being $29.99 at SeaWorld San Diego, California.
That's the most expensive?
For a child 3 to 9.
Oh, okay.
That's the most expensive for a child.
Gotcha.
So you're saying, though, that the most expensive zoo in the U.S. for an adult is still like only $60?
Yes, $60 to get.
There's a lot worse ways to spend $60, especially in California.
Oh, 100%. Bad heroin, for instance. The oldest running zoo in the world is the Vienna Zoo.
Hold on.
Oh,
I wasn't going to get to the Vienna Zoo. That's fine. You're fine.
Vienna Zoo in Schönbrunn. I think I said that correctly. Which
I wasn't going to get the right continent. I was going to guess that it was somewhere in the ancient world, probably in Egypt.
I'm going to guess Schönbrunn's probably in Germany. Oh, Vienna, Austria.
I mean, I was going to say it's in Austria, dude. You just said
I was like, Vienna, never mind. But there are dates from that zoo that go back to 1752.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So
older zoo exhibits in our country.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. That shit'll be 300 years old in not that many years. Let's see. There's only a couple more. Philadelphia Zoo was opened July 1st, 1874, and is said to be the oldest zoo in the United States. So I got to go there
over
one day.
150 years. Damn.
Okay, here we go. Berlin Zoo, Germany has over blank species, has the largest number of species in any zoo in the world. Y'all hit me with a number.
Okay, I'm going to guess that species-wise, I wouldn't be surprised if a pretty impressive zoo breaks down like 95 of one kind and 90 of another. Like 95 animals and 90 plants, maybe, something like that. So, Germany probably... I'm going to say 206 animal species.
206? Mick, you want to give a guess?
The Berlin Zoo.
206 animal species?
In the Berlin Zoo.
In the Berlin Zoo? That's a lot of animals. But I guess it's a zoo.
It's a speciation thing, though. Like, if they have, like, fish, there could be so many in such a small space, for instance.
Oh, we'll get there.
Butterfly garden?
A butterfly garden could really fuck it up, yeah.
Fuck. No, I'm just going to go with the same number as you, because I don't know where to start.
I'm going to guess it's less than 1,000, so I think we're in the right order of... what's the word? Order of magnitude? If it's more than 10 times that, I'll be surprised.
Berlin Zoo, Germany, with over 1,500 species, has the largest number of species of any zoo in the world.
Okay, so I didn't get close, but it wasn't 10 times as many.
Now, here's another fun one. The Monterey Bay Aquarium.
This is a good game. I like this. Oh, Monterey
has
Bay
about
Aquarium.
blank individual animals and the largest number of animals in any zoo in the world.
I am going with 10,000 exactly.
10,000? Mick, you want to give it a guess?
Can you repeat the question, Alex?
The Monterey Bay Aquarium has about blank individual animals and the largest number of animals in any zoo in the world. Because aquariums are technically zoos.
They're just wet zoos.
Yeah, they're just wet zoos.
I'm going to say over 2,000.
Okay, so Willie's at 10,000. You're at over 2,000. The Monterey Bay Aquarium has about 124,000 individual animals.
Neither of us were close.
No, this time we were off by an order of magnitude. Okay, you got me.
All right, so then the last one that I have on here, I'll make it into the final question.
Can you ask me what zoo has the fewest animals?
Sure.
You know, I actually went to a zoo once that all it had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu. Can't believe I actually got the setup for that joke. That never happens.
Right. So, there is... I was going through the Steam Workshop, and I noticed that there was a particular mod that you can actually get for Planet Zoo, where you can actually adopt mind goblins. Mind goblin these nuts.
Motherfucker. All right, pay attention, class. It's the final question on the test. The largest zoo in the U.S. is Red McCombs Wildlife, with over blank, I won't do hectares, over blank acres.
Green.
It's the place to be.
I wish I knew actually how much an acre was. Hold on, I'm gonna Google something, but I'm not Googling anything that is the answer to the question. I'm just doing a conversion real quick. Acres to square miles. Oh, I should have put that in reverse. 640 acres is a square mile. 640 acres is a square mile. So, what did you say the zoo was called?
Red McCombs Wildlife.
That doesn't give me a location. I'm gonna guess it's somewhere vast. Like, what if it's in like Montana or something, and they can just square off a big ass forest but call it a zoo instead of a park? I'm going to say 3,000 acres.
3,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just going crazy with it, frankly. Because that would be about
That sounds about right.
I feel like that would be about 2 miles by 2.5 miles would be roughly that. So.
Okay, well, I will tell you that Red McComb's Wildlife's in San Antonio, Texas.
Texas, everything's big in Texas, but it is in a city.
Texas itself.
Texas is pretty big in Texas, they say.
Fun fact I learned the other day. Maps lie to you. Do you know that you can fit 5 continental United States inside of Africa?
You know you could fit all of Connecticut inside of Austin?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's wild. But like 5 of our countries could fit into Africa. If you just ever wanted to know how fucking big Africa actually is. Okay, so what was your guess? 2,500? 20, somewhere around there?
I said 3,000 acres.
3,000 acres, okay. Red McComb's Wildlife is 12,500 acres.
God, I try to make it big and it's bigger. Oh,
Kitty.
What's up, buddy?
There is a kitty
Luna
on Mickey.
Yeah.
Hello,
Aww.
Luna.
She's not earning her keep. She's not killing the flies.
She's here for chin scratches.
She loves chin rubs.
I love
You love chin rubs?
I do love chin rubs. They're nice. No, I love when I catch Lilith trying to catch a fly because it is fucking adorable. She does little hopping chomps.
Oh,
she never gets it, but it's fun to watch. But all right, man, let's get to some obligatory Wikipedia bullshit here, gentlemen. Oh, what tab did I pull it up on? There it is. All right.
know what tab did I put it?
Planet Zoo is a 2019 construction and management simulation game by Frontier Developments. The game is a spiritual successor to Zoo Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon 2, with gameplay similar to the studio's theme park game, Planet Coaster. Originally released for Windows, ports for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X were released in 2024. As with Planet Coaster, critics praised Planet Zoo's creation tools along with its realistic animal portrayals and emphasis on wildlife conservation. However, the game was also criticized for the complexity of its management and building mechanics, which were deemed to be overly challenging for some players. Planet Zoo has received several downloadable content packs, adding more animals to the game, which I own all of. The game has sold over 1 million copies in 6 months, it sold over 1 million copies in 6 months, and on May 28th, 2026, the sequel, Planet Zoo 2, was announced with a scheduled release date of October 13th, 2026. Now, real quick, I want to say that we are now in the dog days of replays.
Yeah.
So you may notice that if you search Planet Zoo for Steam Machine, you're going to see it twice. First one with me and Ryan, now with you boys. And I had a whole other game picked, locked and loaded. And I was going to do Bug Snacks. And that's just like what I had been set on. Then I saw the trailer. Then I saw the trailer for Planet Zoo 2. And I was like, oh my God. Did we cover that? I don't remember. And that's why I wanted to redo it. Because we did cover it. And I did not remember.
So, fair.
I was like, fucking hell, dude. And also, I think the episode was like 40 minutes long. Didn't do it any lick of justice. So, I feel like, well, just this already is probably a better episode. Me and Ryan were trying our best at the time. That was in the early days. We were still getting our feet wet and figuring shit out. And I wasn't quite as comfortable.
Podcasting ain't easy. I mean, it is easy, but first you have to get easy with it, is the problem.
Yeah, once you get the nerves past, you'll be all right.
So
this is why I joined podcasting.
I have a question for you, Dalton, before we get into first impressions, because this was your pick.
Yeah, please.
How did it feel playing the game for the show this time compared to back then?
I wasn't as rushed. We were doing weekly.
Right.
I was also, and Ryan, if you're listening to this, you know I love you to death, but I was also already noticing that I was having to carry a torch a little harder as far as the gameplay goes, because again, and this is nothing against Ryan. Dude had kids and a job and a girl wife, whatever you would like to call
girl wife,
a girl wife, whatever you want to call them. I don't think they ever actually got married, but they're pretty much married. I don't know. It's
a significant other.
They often use.
Thank you. Yeah, his partner, his significant, his sig of.
Those are good words. Partner, significant other. That guy.
His bottom bit. No, I'm just kidding. But they have two wonderful kiddos that have he informed me recently. They are becoming gamers. They like Minecraft.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good kid game.
That's the entry.
That's a starter.
Yeah, that's the entry path.
Well, it's a game that you can play for life. That's gonna have shit for you for the whole time, man. Conduit to your imagination, greeting to the modding universe. It's a great game.
100%. So playing it this time, I felt much more relaxed. I felt like, and I've played the game in my off time since then, so like I feel like I went into it knowing a little more. And I've played a lot of Planet Coaster since then, when we did it for the show, so I'm a little more in tune with the controls than I was when I was trying to play back then. Also, there's three different ways that the camera, you can make the camera move in this game with the mouse. In the settings, you can change between, like, is your pivot point the middle? Is your pivot point, like, wavy? I don't know how to describe it. I'm very bad, but
that's interesting.
It just depends on what's comfortable for you. Like, I think I was using standard or whatever.
I'll tell you that what I eventually got comfortable with was almost entirely and exclusively middle mouse button dragging and WASD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, using WASD and doing that and moving around where you're almost like movie camera panning in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way
I feel like that was the most intuitive, because it felt like WASD would move your camera location and then middle mouse would basically circle it around the thing you're looking at.
Yeah.
And then, of course, mouse wheel up and down for zoom ease.
I also felt this time that I was slightly more informed going into it, and I was hoping that you guys would ask me questions if you ran into anything, but like, I knew when I set up exhibits to click the little things in front of them, put on the screen for informational stuff. I knew when you create a new animal exhibit that you want to set up donation boxes, and you want to set up speakers that give informational stuff about the animals because you want your education rating to go up.
I thought the career mode tutorial does do enough to teach you those things at least.
Yeah,
so
I didn't remember.
A lot of the individual questions I did have, I ended up just getting, I had a DuckDuckGo window open on my computer. I just had Planet Zoo, how do, and then I would just type more words after that. Yeah. Such as, how do you warm water? Because it's not the same way you warm the air.
Oh, I got confused with snow. You want to know how I got confused with snow? I put down a whole bunch of coolers and forgot I had the game paused.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
And you unpause it, and suddenly your animals are frozen in ice blocks, and you're like, oh, shit. No,
well, this was a snow leopard, so he loved it.
Oh. Okay, hell yeah. My
pet snow leopard, Icy Wiener. I just wanted to put a Futurama joke out there for you guys. I thought someone would like it.
Icy Wiener.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Ah, crud.
You looked mad at me like, how dare you talk about Wiener on this sophisticated podcast?
We're a
Says the guy that tried to slip a Mind Goblins in there a minute ago.
Sir, we say dick and cock around here.
We do not say Wiener.
Would you like a sandwich?
His name was Icy Cox.
Do you want a sandwich? I can make you a sandwich. You want a sandwich? You want me to grab your cock and balls?
Dude, I thought... Okay, I'm glad you threw that on there at the end. Because it immediately made me realize you weren't doing the little kid from Bad Santa. You guys want some sandwiches?
I was doing some Adam Sandler.
Oh, right.
So yeah, in my park, the one thing that I ran into was I had some pathing issues sometimes where I would be like, why are my animals starving? Oh, my keeper can't get to the fucking where I put the food thing. Whoops. I put too much shit in the way. But yeah, I guess we can get into some first impressions. Did I answer your question? I was more relaxed this time.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you definitely did.
So yeah, I kind of already talked about why I picked it. So, Mik, what was your first impression running into it?
I just had a couple of first impressions. Just very quick thoughts. One, the avatars look pretty darn ugly.
I will say, if you have the large adult male setup, you do not get good flattering face choices. You get 4 weird fat old dudes. Like, all of them look like they should have, like, not just be balding, but be balding in the way that the boss from Dilbert did.
I liked the interaction in our host chat where you were like, oh, my guy's ugly. And I was like, oh, I'll show you my dude. And then I showed you my guy, and you're like, oh, he basically looks like my guy. I was like, yeah, if you're a fat guy, you have one choice in this game. Then Nate just comes in and goes, well, I guess that's how I look too then.
I was at least lucky that the mustache option was pretty good, because I'm kind of considering growing that mustache back, and seeing it on my character made me go, oh, heck, that was a look. Because I saw the old pictures of me in front of the Fishtails pinball machine, and I'm like, you know what? I liked that mustache. It would probably go well with longer hair, so I'm thinking of giving that a go.
Oh, yeah. Go for it, man. I say go for it. So was that all of your...
You okay there, Dalton?
That wasn't me that made that noise.
It wasn't me either.
Yeah, who could it have been?
Who can...
I didn't see your mouth move, though.
I just happened to let out
it wasn't a good thing.
I let out a very quiet burp at right after that. So when you looked at the screen and I did that, I was like, oh, he's going to think that was me. I knew that was going to happen. But in any case...
That was a blame it on the dog moment, and I would have got away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
You fucking meddling kids. And the damn dog who didn't fart.
They do have a dog. Fuck. Kind of forgot there was a dog called Scooby-Doo on the show called Scooby-Doo.
I always combine that in Wizard of Oz, where I go, I could have done it without you meddling kids. And your little dog, too.
Okay, I don't know why you did, instead of the Wicked Witch of the West, why you did Mark Hamill's Joker there.
Yeah, one and the same. You know.
Sometimes you're the Wicked Witch of the West. Sometimes you're the Joker in Gotham City. You know, what do you really want from me, Bats?
That was actually really surprisingly good.
Yeah, that was not one of the usual go-to Joker voice impressions. Like, he doesn't do that one all the time. You have to have him specifically talking to Batman for that one.
Yeah, I just like the way he calls them Bats.
That's cute. That is cute. I like it. They have a relationship. It's not a normal one, but it is an relationship.
It is. Agreed on that.
So did you have any other first impressions, Mik, before I ask Willie?
The avatars are ugly.
Yeah.
And I don't like the tutorial lady.
Okay.
That is not an uncommon thought. I thought she was charming, but you're not the only person I've seen say that.
Nah, I did not. Charming is not the word I got from that. I just thought she was kind of annoying.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know if you saw it in chat. Nate does agree with you that the characters are ugly, but he finds them so ugly that they rope back around too cute.
I can see that.
I guess I can.
And I feel like I remember him saying that about Planet Coaster as well. And it's just the way that they make they remind me of, did you guys ever play Sim Theme Park? Not Roller Coaster Tycoon. This was Theme Park.
Sim, like as in Maxis games?
Yeah, like there was Theme Hospital and then there was Theme Park.
I don't think I did play Theme Hospital, but I don't think I played Theme Park, no.
Okay, well, there was a lesser-known sequel that was called Theme Park World. And it had a different name in other places, but I remember it was a 3D game, really hard to get running now. I tried, couldn't get it to work, but I remember the characters being very cartoonish looking, and this is what these characters in this game kind of give me a reminder of that, and it Gives me a little nostalgia bump.
Okay.
I could be just maybe misremembering too. So. Okay, Willie.
That is a pretty ugly fucking game.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't hold up now at all. But in 2000, 2001, when my computer, I had that, and then that game I've told you about, Ultimate Ride, where you just would create a roller coaster and then ride it, and that was the game.
Oh, I don't mean that it's ugly in the sense that I don't like it. It's just stylized in a very intentionally ugly 1999 ass looking way. You know what I mean?
100%. That Maxis before they created The Sims look.
Apparently it was Bullfrog at the time, but whatever.
Oh, that's right. It was Bullfrog.
I said Maxis first, so.
Which Bullfrog was Molyneux, wasn't
Jeremiah was a good friend of mine. I think you're right.
Yeah, he had this buddy named Casey. That dude loved some nose beers.
Wow, that one. There's a lot of levels to that one.
There is. What were your first?
If I'm picking up on all the levels, that is a long walk to get there.
It's a long walk to Albuquerque.
So you asked for my first impression next? Okay, so this isn't the first time I've seen Planet Zoo. I actually watched the videos of the channel Let's Game It Out play this. The thing is, Let's Game It Out plays video games very incorrectly, and not in the way normal people did, so much as he just used the game as an engine to build really, really absurd shit. So I didn't really know that much about the gameplay going in, but I did, because this is the fourth Frontier game we've played, and it is not that dissimilar in gameplay to two of them.
Yeah, it's a lot like Jurassic World, and it's a lot like Planet Coaster.
Although, when you were talking about the goofy avatars, I was thinking, how funny would it have been if Jurassic World Evolution had the same goofy-ass avatars?
That would be pretty funny. They're just running from a fucking dinosaur. That would be cool.
Oh. So, let's see. Okay, I did immediately have a few issues with the tutorials. Mainly, there are just some things that it tries to tutorialize without telling you what the hell it's talking about. Like, try disabling auto stacking, and you're going through looking for a thing. First off, you have to scroll down the menu to find auto stacking. And then secondly, you'll quickly find out that wasn't your problem anyway. The problem is you needed to move the camera around and click on the floor inside of the shell of the building you were trying to build in instead of the roof of it, like if you're overhead. You cannot just build from the roof, you know what I mean? So there are a few things like that, and I wasn't the only one to have the problem with it. I watched Secret Sleepover Society, the stream I talked about playing Dark Souls earlier, play 2 hours of this game as well, and they also had the exact same issue with not being able to place a building inside the shell of a building, because at first it was trying to put it on top, and when they figured out how to put it inside, it didn't work because they didn't realize they had to rotate it to make the door match the exit. So there's a lot of little things about placing your first beginner buildings that maybe the game should have told you instead of just expecting you to do it.
Yeah,
on the grounds that is the tutorial.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I got that far in the career mode to get to that tutorial part, because I always used prefabs. Because my building skills in this game, not great.
Yeah,
not great.
I ran into some issues with the controls too, which I'll talk about in a little bit, as far as like building skills and figuring out how things work.
On the other hand, I will also say that when I finally, this might not be first impression, but when I finally got into terrain deformation, I realized, oh wow, these tools are really fucking powerful. Like, you can do some wild, very nice shit. And it's, I think, the same terrain deformation tools I probably said the same thing about in Jurassic World Evolution, actually. But like, the first time I tried to do terrain deformation, I'm like, okay, in one of the career modes, I saw a path over the exhibit so they could look down into it without stressing out the animals with a glass wall or whatever. So I tried to build a path upward, but I didn't see the correct the terrain deformation tools at first. I saw terrain stamps, so I built a bunch of 12-meter dirt cubes for a while, and so you just had this weird-ass Minecraft-looking place where you're walking above everything, until I eventually figured out how to smooth things out and make it look naturalistic and stuff. So I will say that learning the terrain deformation stuff is pretty fun, though. Like, I actually think you can do a whole heck of a lot with elevation, and I really enjoyed terrain painting, actually. Like, that is so smooth and nice.
Yeah, the terrain tools are very, I guess, in-depth would be what I would say, is that you can do a lot with them, like you're saying. So.
Yeah. So to explain to the viewer, the terrain painting tools is how you basically determine what the surface of a terrain is, and certain animals, like snow leopards, prefer to be surrounded by snow, whereas, like, if you have, like, caimans, well, not caimans, I had this, like, African alligator-related thing that I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
Vigario?
But, yes, thank you. And those guys preferred, sand and rock and water, obviously. They super duper did not want snow around.
Oh, dude, I love setting up the habitats and like getting them right for them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
getting the ratios of the type of terrain with the paint tool is so satisfying.
Doing that, then like figuring out what enrichments they need. Plants.
Oh, I like the plants especially. That was super cool. Enrichment's pretty cool, but plants is where it's at.
There's a lot.
You can really just. Yeah, and the game has really good filtering and tagging for the plants. Like a plant that exists. Like, if a plant exists in Africa and Europe, in the taiga and the grasslands and the tundra, and you type, Africa grasslands, it'll show up. Like, it's not just exclusive.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's some really good search tools that give you just a full menu of all the stuff you can actually use in this exhibit. So I like that a lot.
That also comes in handy too, the filter tools when you are looking for animals and stuff like just their filter tools in general in this game. Very, very helpful.
Yeah, like if you want a toy for a flamingo, you can just type flamingo, and so you don't accidentally try to give it, a toy for an alligator.
Yeah.
They don't like the same shit, it turns out.
Now, I will fully admit that I do have a zoo that I have two zoos that I'm working on. One is a sandbox zoo that basically I'm not going to turn any of the things on that would normally be in a normal game until I get it complete, which I'm almost there. But I downloaded that zoo from the workshop, and it had prefabbed habitats for every animal in the base game.
You did link that to us too. I did subscribe to it and didn't end up using it because I ended up I only did career and franchise. I didn't do sandbox.
Yeah, I didn't do sandbox either.
So I did a few of the careers, and then I started messing with the sandbox and doing that and putting the animals where they go. And then I also started a franchise, and I think that will be where I spend most of my time going forward if I keep playing more of the game. The franchise mode is fun because you can raise up animals. They have babies and stuff like that, and then you can sell them or release them. Excuse me, you can sell them or release them to the wild. So you can sell them for money, or you can release them to the wild for conservation points.
Okay, that sounds about right.
But some of the best animals that you'll see that are like gold star animals that you want to get because they'll be really popular, they'll cost you a lot of conservation points. So it benefits you to have these babies and raise them up and then release them. Or, any animal that you buy for money, you cannot release into the wild. But if you buy them with conservation points, you can breed them, make them have babies, and then release them into the wild, get those conservation points, some of them back, and then you have new ones to raise up, then repeat the process and replenish the world with animals while also bringing in profits.
Now, when you mentioned them costing a lot, I want to give some numbers because I think these numbers would be very helpful. When you start franchise mode, at least in medium difficulty, which is what I'm playing, you start with 300 zoo or conservation points. It costs 100 points to open your first zoo, so you have 200 left. I found that releasing a Indian peacock or Indian peahen gave me about 6 to 8 they're one of the easiest animals to raise, but just you gain about 6 to 8 for releasing them. They breed easy. They're very nice, temperamental. Everything works really well for them. The most expensive animal I saw in the store were certain leucistic animals. That means that they are kind of leucism is kind of similar to albinism, but there are subtle differences that I wish this were an educational podcast so I could tell you what they are, but I'm an idiot, and so it's different kinds of very pale animals. I think leucistic is less thoroughly pale than albino, but I couldn't tell you the exact difference. But anyway, the leucistic ones, you remember those numbers I just gave you? You have 200 points. You make about 6 at a time whenever you release an animal. You need 10,000 for one.
Yeah. Yeah, the numbers start getting up there, man. Like, I know I paid cash for an elephant, and it cost me $16,000 for that elephant.
Yeah, and the starting amount you started with in the zoo, at least on my file, was $30,000.
Yeah, this was further along in my playthrough. I had already had my exhibits running for a little while, and they had been bringing in some tips.
Yeah, like I could splash 16 now, but at the time I feel like I spent most of that starting 30,000 just before I could even adopt an animal, just getting the place set up with staff buildings and stuff.
Oh, that's a whole other mechanic. You got to keep your staff happy. You got to have staff buildings. You got to have staff buildings hidden, or else they'll negatively affect your guests as they're walking by them, which has never happened to me in a real zoo ever. Like, I'm not one of those people that I'm like, oh my god, the immersion's broken. I'm like, dude, we're in a zoo. I'm just happy that the exhibits look like they should, but like, if I walk by a fucking keeper hut, I'm not going to be like, oh, zoo is terrible. I'm going to be like, oh, that's what the keepers go. I wonder what it's like in there.
Yeah, right? I didn't understand that part of the tutorial and why that's a game mechanic. Like, I've never been to a zoo where people have gotten upset because there's been facilities.
My suspicion is that that's more game mechanical than
real life.
What's the word? Verisimilitude. Yeah.
Oh, this whole game is suspend disbelief, which kind of bothers me in some ways because, you know, Dalton was showing us some zoos, and the first thing I think of is like, how do you get there? The road just ends, and then there's
you're really
trees
stuck on
around
that.
it. I'm really stuck on that.
Yes, there is a spawn point for guests inside of the entrance. So there is no, like, leading into the park.
Yeah, that...
Oh, so one other thing, when we're talking about breeding animals and releasing and selling them and stuff, I should also mention that there are there are essentially two divisions of animals in this game because there's a pretty big difference in how you take care of them. The star attractions of your place are habitat animals, where you have to actually build a barrier, you know, make the grounds and stuff proper for them, set up the feeding and stuff. These are the ones you really get to do all your custy shit for. There's also exhibit animals, which are much more easier to do, and these are basically ones you just get to put in a box and let them be.
Yeah. You adjust the humidity, adjust the temperature, and that's about it.
When they breed, make sure you don't let them get overcrowded, and otherwise they practically do themselves.
Yeah.
But the thing is, exhibit animals you can only sell. You cannot release them into the wild for conservation credit.
Yeah, the world has enough snakes and spiders and lizards, I think, is what they try.
Yeah, so it's largely the creepy crawlies in those. Like the zoo I was at, I started off with literally just 6 spiders and 3 exhibits.
Question for you, Willie. Did you mess with the exhibits anymore? Because
I have quite a few exhibits now.
In my sandbox, I tried to put butterflies in an exhibit, sloths in an exhibit, or bats in an exhibit, and it would tell me this exhibit is not the appropriate, venue for this animal or whatever. And I was like, all right. And then I looked through the exhibits and I'm like, well, these are all like the same with different boxes built around them. What the fuck am I supposed to put these in then? I have no idea. You
might need to research something. Like, depending on how you set up Sandbox, sometimes it still requires research, I found out. Like, just by, not my personal firsthand, but by reading Steam threads. Because, like I said, I was going a lot of topics, and a lot of them just led to Steam threads. And
I get a lot of
people trying to solve
Steam
basically.
Community.
Yeah. That's this. The Steam community for this game is very, very helpful, I found. Like, usually you would expect Reddit to be where people were going for answers, but I got more info out of Steam than Reddit in this case. Because there's a lot of shit the game doesn't really expose very well. For instance, there is a barrier option of one-way glass. And if you put it down and the glass faces the wrong way, guess where you go to fix that? Because there's not a little flippity-dippity switch in that. You have to hit the little... I think you have to tab over in the barrier section in a tab other than where you expect to, and then hit the cog wheel, and that's where the flip the glass around button is, which is just so much more buried for something called one-way glass when there's one major consideration when you're placing something called one-way glass, and that's what the way is. Like, that feels like that should be kind of on the front and fucking page.
Oh, so when you put the one-way glass down, you have to be cognizant of which way the glass is? I thought the tutorial just said, put the glass down.
In the tutorial that worked, but depending on which way you built... I think it depended literally on whether you built the barrier clockwise or counterclockwise, whether it goes on one side or the other by default.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I thought that was just a thing that just automatically worked.
Yeah, you would really think that automatically it would want to put the outside glass to be the look-through glass and the inside glass to be the opaque, but it ain't necessarily so. And in fact, the first couple times I tried to put one-way glass, it went the wrong way, even in career mode. Admittedly, in career mode, in habitats I personally built the barriers for, not in habitats that were placed for me. So I won't say that the game fucked up that badly. That was definitely my own issue.
That's
because tapirs are needy bitches.
That's still frustrating to me.
Straight up, my favorite part of this game, my favorite thing to do in this game, is something that I was doing with you boys before we went live on the episode. And that is, I like to go on the workshop, and I like to download other people's zoos. Because there are far more creative people than I when it comes to building zoos and recreating real zoos. And I liked just downloading different zoos and just going in, using the camera option explore mode. And that allows you to walk around with WASD and your mouse and just explore the zoo as if you were a patron. And I really liked that a lot. I was able to go through the Jacksonville Zoo, which was wild to me because I'm like, goddamn, they did a really good job for the tools that they had. You know what I mean? Like, they even created a fake Avery.
Like, they did such a good job of recreating it using the tools in the game that Dalton was able to say, I remember this area. This used to not be covered. This part used to be crocodiles. Things like that.
Yeah, and I was able to take you. You had seen the zoo, which I'm going to talk about zoo tours here in a second. But
of course,
I sent you the one, or I posted it or something about the Jacksonville one. And you just decided to watch it, and you liked it about the Africa loop. And I was able to take you through that in the game and be like, so here's what it looks like in the game, but this is like relatively what it's like. It's fucking wild to me.
And then, like, the amount of stuff that's available, like, you opening up the Jacksonville Zoo, it immediately looked and felt like a different place entirely than the Oregon Zoo that someone had recreated, which was very Pacific Northwest feeling. Even when you just get into the inside of the entrance, like, the vegetation, you felt like you were in two entirely different worlds of zoo.
Fucking, while you were on your Coke run, Diet Coke, let me clarify what kind of Coke run it was. I pulled up the Central Park Zoo for me and Mik to look at.
Yeah, because I had asked about that.
And
don't worry, I'm going to check that one out on my own time because I am interested.
They built, so if you zoom the camera out, as Mik put it, it kind of breaks the illusion a little bit, but in the distance, they built full-scale fucking Manhattan towers.
Huh.
So there's just these massive buildings, and when you're in the zoo, because of all the walls and stuff, you can't see all the green between you and the buildings, so it looks like you're in Central Park of New York with all these buildings around you.
That's so sick. I want to get my Spider-Man on.
It was really, really cool, man. Yeah, exactly.
Spider-Man, that game really made me feel like I was in Central Park. That was a really nice touch.
That's the trick with the whole immersion thing. you have to not be looking at a bird's eye view and be a dummy like me and be like, oh, well, where's the parking lot? Where do these things go? Now, you have to actually, like, put yourself in the first-person view like you're actually in the zoo, and then it actually looks proper. Because when Dalton zoomed out, I'm like, well, there's some, buildings, and then there's a whole lot of trees and grass that is not Manhattan. But
it's very possible to watch a pro wrestling show and go, wow, that guy's just stomping his foot when he punches. That isn't how you're supposed to watch a pro wrestling show.
No, I know, but you go in on that first-person mode, and you look up and you can see the buildings because they put just enough there so that if you're clever. Actually on the ground looking up, it looks correct.
The New York skyline. And zoos like that are created for people to go in and explore in explore mode. Real zoos, unless you're playing like when I load up Jacksonville, sometimes like I play that park and like I'll take care of the animals and stuff. If you do not have the DLCs, this game will allow you to download any zoo and explore it. And you will see all the animals. You just cannot go in and edit the park at all. So you could just buy the base game, which I don't know if it still is, but as of a week ago, was on sale for like $2.93. And
for all the DLC?
No. This was base game. Or
just the base game?
Just base game was like under $3. And you can download any zoo from the workshop that someone has made and explore it, regardless if you own the DLC animals or not. But if you wanted to play that park, like control all the stuff like you would a zoo of your own, you would have to own the DLC. But if you just want to download it and look at it, you can do that. It's fine.
So I went through a little bit of a journey for the show for this episode. And that was to see if you could play this game on a handheld. You can. There is a Steam input specifically for the Steam Deck that really heavily uses the touch controls. Not the touch controls, the trackpads. But I also wanted to see what controller was like. And controller is not built into the PC version, nor is there like a patch or a mod that lets you put it in. The console versions are coded specifically for consoles, and the PC version is coded specifically for PC. And I went down a rabbit hole and was looking in forums, and I actually saw the devs respond to a request for controller support on PC with the words, "We have no plans on bringing controller support for PC." So the only way I was able to test what this game actually was like on a controller was to get the Xbox version, which was only about $5. And I played it through. I played it on the Xbox, and I went back to the Steam Deck because I actually preferred that control scheme better to the actual controller scheme.
Well, I mean, the first time I ever played Jurassic World Evolution was on PS4. So I know that the controls can work, but I much prefer mouse and keyboard with games like this.
Yeah. And it kind of brings you back to SimCity for the SNES versus SimCity for the PC. Like, you can do it, you just might not enjoy it as much.
Yeah. So when I was playing this, I wanted to just watch some stuff, learn some stuff about some zoos, and in the spirit of learning things, we haven't done a facts segment in a while, so I think it's time for Animal Facts! Willie, you want to start us out with one?
Only 2 mammals hatch out of eggs.
Ooh, I know one. I know one is the platypus.
That is correct. One of them is the duck-billed platypus. The other is similarly a weirdo.
I was going to say the other one's something like that, but it's like the echidna.
They're in the same phylum. That is correct. It is the echidna.
No shit. Yeah!
Yep. Yeah, they're both in the phylum of monotremes.
Interesting. Wow, that was a shot in the dark. I can't believe I got it. Hell yeah.
You just thought about where the weird-ass animals lived, and you got it.
Yeah. So my first fact. Komodo dragons can have virgin births.
Really?
As well as mating with males, the species is parthenogenic. In other words, the females can lay fertile eggs without any input from the males. This will only reproduce identical young, however.
Oh, so they basically self-clone. I guess that makes sense, because there wouldn't be other, DNA material, so... Huh.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
I have another one.
Okay, I'll give you one then. The Chinese water deer is the only deer that does not have antlers. It does, however, have external fangs.
Oh, that's cool.
It's weird looking. You should look it up
deer.
sometime. Yeah, it's cool as hell. That's actually all my facts I ended up bringing. Both of those came from the game Cell to Singularity, by the way, in the little educational boxes, and I found both of those facts super interesting.
I don't have any facts other than in the Central Park
Animal
Zoo.
opinions.
In the Central Park Zoo, the sea lions are right in the middle in the fountain.
It's neat. Love me a sea lion. Sea lions
and when I went to
Just
New
puppy
York,
dogs.
they did a show right in the middle of the Central Park Zoo with the sea lions, and it was really cool.
Oh, I bet that is rad. Just walk up in Central Park and it's like, oh shit.
But it's just the sea lions are just there. I mean, granted, there are people around to keep you from fucking with them, but they're there.
So, gender is determined genetically in mammals and birds. But for many reptiles, it is the temperature at which the eggs are incubated that govern whether they will hatch as males or females.
That's interesting.
For bearded dragons, though, it is neither one nor the other, or rather a bit of both.
Huh.
And then I have one more quick fact. There's a frog that can fly.
What?
The Wallace's flying frog, one of the weirdest frogs in the world, glides using its huge webbed feet, which enable it to control its descent and even steer midair.
That sounds incredibly weird. How big is it?
It doesn't look very big. This video, I'm looking at this guy of holding it. Bill Bailey is holding it.
Whoa, cool. Like that Bill Bailey?
Like kind of balding long hair.
Yeah, the bald long-haired guy. Yeah, okay, that Bill Bailey is.
It looks like it's sitting on his fingers, like right here, and it's covering up about knuckle to knuckle, like around in here. So it's like not very big.
All right, so maybe like a couple inches.
I'd say 2 inches tops.
That's cool. That is a really neat fact. I never knew anything like that at all.
You made me yawn, Willie.
I'm sorry. I did kind of... did a really emotive yawn.
That's all right. I'm getting sleepy myself.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Both Mick and I only got like 5 to 6 hours of sleep each last night, so...
Oh, it's gonna happen again tonight. Because I gotta be up early.
Yeah, well, at least you have a good... At least you actually were doing shit. I stayed up late playing Elden Ring and woke up early for a doctor's appointment I already knew I had, so that's just all my fault.
Then
Fun zoo fact. I have to return this hard drive to Amazon tomorrow.
Fun zoo fact, I have to return some videotapes.
My final animal fact, and then we can move on to talking about what else we want to talk about and then wrap it up. Snails have teeth.
Is that so?
Oh, that one I
of them.
actually knew.
They have around 14,000.
14, that's a lot of fucking teeth. That's like gaping dragon.
It says the teeth are set in a jaw called a radula. R-A-D-U-L-A. Radula.
Radula.
I'm not going to Google that, though. I don't want to know what that looks like.
I want to see. I'm gonna look it up. Snail radula. Safe search off.
Got a lot of teeth in my radula.
How did I know that was
coming?
coming?
That is really interesting looking. There's so many teeth, I don't really process them as teeth. It looks almost just like architecture at that point.
I'm just looking through this. The cuttlefish can change color in 200 milliseconds.
That's pretty dang fast. It's weird how fast some invertebrates can change color, though. Like, I've seen, like, the mimic octopus moves, and it looks like it's photoshopped or CG or something.
I need to pull up the show notes. So, yeah. Those are my animal facts.
Flies are able to walk upside down on smooth surfaces or ceilings due to tiny claws and sticky pads located on their feet.
Gross.
You got a fly fact. That's topical.
Flies undergo complete metamorphosis, progressing through 4 distinct life stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult.
No, they go through 5. It's egg, larva, pupa, Jeff Goldblum, adult.
I want to know what's... I want this fly in my room to be in the death stage.
Get a there's a chancla and just throw it at it.
Yeah, something. Anyway, Zoo, Planet Zoo.
So my recommendation to somebody coming into Planet Zoo is to play the career mode. It's good.
At least the first three career mode ones are the tutorial. You can skip out after that and start working on franchise. It's what I did. You're gonna need to learn on the fly eventually.
Yeah, franchise is fun.
Why did you
Sandbox
have to say fly?
Fun. But definitely
because I hate you.
Definitely though, the workshop is where this game really likes to shine.
Definitely if you want to see the interesting builds other people have made, and especially if your bag is seeing recreations of real life zoos, people do some really amazing stuff. Because, like, Dalton is excited about how Planet Zoo 2 is going to have aquariums and aviaries, which are not in this game. They're flightless birds, but you don't have fish or flying birds.
Yes. Stoked.
So one of the creative things people have done in zoos that have those things is like built dummy versions of those animals out of props and then use speakers to give them sounds and stuff. So at least you can pretend like there are eagles in this exhibit.
Yeah, when you go walking through the Jacksonville aviary at the zoo there, all the birds are fake except the couple ground birds that are in there. But you just hear all this chirping, and it's because people have set up these MP3s that I think that you can custom add.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're there, and it's a wonderful experience.
Which is actually really cool because they also like are putting in PNGs and JPEGs and stuff for signage and everything to very closely emulate what the real zoo looks like, which means these people had to have gone to these zoos and taken lots of pictures. Probably brought home the map so that they get the layout correct.
Yeah, and there's really impressive customization. Like you said, you can customize PNGs for signs, MP3s for speakers. There's even like you can import a height map and use that.
Yeah, and not even you don't even have to go on the workshop and download parks per se. That's what I like to do. There are like, okay, let me go on the Steam Workshop and I'm going to buy 2 leopards. Let me look up leopard exhibit. And it will not only bring up things that would look good in a leopard exhibit, it might bring up a fucking leopard exhibit that someone made that looks phenomenal that you can just click, download, 2 seconds later, it's in the game. You go in there, you go in your blueprints, and you place it in your zoo, and you now have this badass leopard exhibit, and you get your leopards, you bring them in, you make your money, and you start making babies and replenishing the planet. I'm all about the conservation aspect of this game because it reminds me of why I love zoos so much in real life. Is like...
Yeah, and I do think that the game does a great job of trying to emphasize not just the finance of it or the novelty of it, but also education and conservation.
Yes.
Like, it reminds you your zoo has a fucking mission.
Yeah, you have meaning other than just capitalism. You know?
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoy that. I love zoos in real life. Like I've always heard people over the years that have the arguments that zoos are inhumane. But I'm always like, dude, I have seen so many endangered species and things like that come to Jacksonville Zoo and either be bred there or be brought back to health. Like right now, they built this massive fucking like manatee reservoir thing. I don't even know how to describe it because it's not even an exhibit. It's like a rehab center for manatees that get hit around here by boats and stuff. And they bring them there and rehab them back to be able to release them straight back into the river that's right behind the zoo. And they just released their first one that they fully rehabilitated like within a week or two ago as of recording this. And like seeing that kind of shit just warms my heart, man, because the road that I drive to work every day, I see dead animals every day. They get hit by vehicles, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the harm that we as humans do to animal populations, be it poaching or trophy hunting, any of that kind of stuff. And I feel like zoos do their best to be the antithesis of that, where they bring these species in, they want to breed them where they can have more, put them back in the wild, replenish what we try to destroy. And I was listening to Earth Song by Michael Jackson today, and it made me think about that too, you know? And I really, really like that. And that leads me to, I wanted to learn more about zoos while I was playing this. So I went on YouTube and just I literally typed in zoo tours because I was like, I just want to watch a tour of a zoo. And I found a channel that's called Zoo Tours. And guess what they do? Tour zoos? They tour zoos. And it's this dude, got a very nice voice. Like, he's a welcoming, it's not abrasive in the way that he speaks. And he's just like takes this footage that either him or some of his friends have taken in these zoos and just gives you a walkthrough, tells you what the animals are, gives you little facts about them. It's fucking awesome, dude. Like, I've been addicted to this goddamn channel because it's comforting as shit. It's like watching, it's like when I was a kid and I would watch like Jeff Corwin or Steve Irwin, or there was one other guy, was it Jack Hanna? And Jack Hanna's, I had VHS tapes with Jack Hanna and all that kind of stuff, man. It was like, I loved that shit, and I still love that shit. So to find this channel, and I'm watching it. Then he had the Jacksonville Zoo walkthrough, so I'm watching that, and I'm like getting this pride out of seeing him enjoy my local zoo. You know what I mean? Where then I sent it to Willie. You found the Louisville one. When we were like, I wonder if he's in Louisville, and I'm like, boom, check it out. And it's
but
like
the Beardsley Zoo is not there.
No, that's on Steam. I'm talking about on Zoo Tours. I don't know if he's done Beardsley Zoo, and if he has, I will send it
you're
to
talking
you.
about Zoo Tours. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about this YouTube channel.
Dude, you were seriously just talking about Zoo Tours literally this whole time. It registered in my brain that you were talking about Zoo Tours.
Yes. So, I've been really, really enjoying watching these zoos that I've never been to but would love to go to, like a walkthrough of the Bronx Zoo. I bet he's done Central Park Zoo, and I just don't remember, but I'm sure I've watched that already. It warmed my heart when I watched his 100 best exhibits that he's seen, and I didn't see any of Jacksonville in 100 through 51 or whatever, and I was like, oh, bummer. And then I watched 50 through 1, and Jacksonville's tiger exhibit. Was it the tiger exhibit? Yeah. The Land of the Tiger area was in his top one, and then the Jaguar exhibit that they have is fantastic.
Good cats in Jacksonville. I mean, not using Jacksonville and Jaguars. That does make some sense.
Yeah.
Got to do that one right.
And I tell you, man, I love those Jaguars. They're two of the laziest sons of bitches I've ever seen. Every time I go, because it's so hot, they're just lounging around chilling, looking absolutely beautiful with a paw the size of my head. You know,
that's awesome.
You know, like they're just big, beautiful creatures, man. I have a picture that I will put in the Discord. In fact, actually, it's my Discord default picture, my profile picture. I'm sitting next to the giant otter tank that is in the Jacksonville Zoo, right next. It's in the Jaguar exhibit, and the otters were swimming around checking me out while I'm sitting there. And dude, let me tell you, When they say giant otter, that's a big fucking otter. Because around here in the lakes, we have otters. And they're just cute little fuckers that, like, I'll never forget sitting on Savannah's deck one time, and the next deck over, like 4 otters just pop up out of the water and hop up there and just start playing on the deck. Or they might have been fighting, I don't know, but they looked like they were just playing. And then they just hopped in the water and swam off, and I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, that happens all the time. These otters, if this otter would have jumped up on that thing over there, I'd have been like, we should probably go inside.
I've never seen a giant otter. I only think about river otters now that you mention it. How big is a giant otter? I gotta look this up, yeah. I am about to. This is a good episode for this kind of thing. Hold on, this stokes the curiosity. Giant otter.
So, I did just send a message. There is a Beardsley Zoo full tour. But
Tom's
it's
road
not.
Tripping.
Yeah, but it's not zoo tours. It's a place called Tom's Road Tripping.
Oh, that's cool. There's a few channels I've watched. It's just Zoo Tours the one I stuck with.
Fun zoo fact: this is where my son is going next year with his next week with his summer camp.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
I love zoos. I love when I get to hear about like people taking trips to zoos. Like anytime, listeners, if you ever just go to a zoo, take pictures, and either send them in Discord or just tag me on social media, and I will fucking love it. I promise.
So I guess because it turns out the giant otter gets up to about 1.8 meters or 6 effing feet long.
So I'm gonna post a picture of me in the chat, so you can see them sitting next to me.
Yeah, that's a lot of freaking otter.
It's a big goddamn otter, dude. And there was a few of them. They are so fun to watch, though. They are so curious because they just come right up to the glass and they look at you, and you can tell they're looking at you like, you're a weird-looking otter.
Yeah, they got that puppy dog expression. Otters do. I always think of otters as like river dogs, but kind of like how sea lions are like ocean dogs.
But they're otters that would, possibly eat a small human in the wild. So you just gotta be careful. They might look cute.
It's just funny too, because like when I think of a river otter size, I think basically if you taped 2 squirrels together, you'd roughly have it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not that big. Like they're like a big like a water weasel.
Yeah, weaselish size. That's probably a better thing than 2 taped squirrels. I don't know why I said taping squirrels, because I wasn't thinking lengthwise or roundwise, but kind of in between.
Yeah, this thing's like a seal.
Yeah, that is.
But it's an otter, and yeah, it's just. Yeah, I love this.
That's a lot of otter.
And you can see in that picture that birds like to hang out around there. If you look at the ground, there's obvious signs that there are lots of birds around the Jacksonville Zoo. You may get shit on while you're there, but it's okay. It's part of the experience.
That's nature, baby.
Yeah.
That's a giving back.
But yeah, I don't know. I could literally go on forever about zoos and how much I've been loving zoo tours and playing Planet Zoo, but I know it's getting late and you boys are real sleepy. I'm hungry.
I got some other Planet Zoo related topics if we want to talk about the actual game instead of zoos for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me.
Sorry about that, but I did have a couple things I'd written down I wanted to mention. I really like. There's a way you can get into there where you can like see the globe and see your friends where they put their headquarters and stuff.
Yes,
and because a lot of my friends are located in, North America. When I looked at my guy and I saw your guy down there in Florida, a friend of mine over in Vancouver, a friend of mine over in Connecticut and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is just wonderful, just all my little dudes waving at me.
I like that. And I like that when you open your zoo, your friends will just their avatars will show up and it'll tell you, it has a little list of the people that are in your park that are on your friends list. And you can go and check out what they're looking at and how they're enjoying it and all that. It's really cool.
Although occasionally it had the weird idea of putting my own self in my zoo from time to time, which I think is pretty funny.
Oh, it always had me in there. I assumed that as you were walking around as the owner is what I took that as.
I don't think so, because it told me my education was 20%, and that seems pretty low for the guy that's running things. Everything I know I learned from going to my zoo, apparently.
Yeah, you're just Elon Musk. You just bought it and then just hoping it worked.
One thing that not only did I find, but also saw in one of the streams I watched is I noticed that the orangutans like to clip right on. They like no clip right through the shit they're climbing on. Like I saw two orangutans in 2 different gameplay throughs do the exact same move of just zoom, sinking through a suspended climbing floor. It's pretty great.
There were a couple issues that I had too when I was like running around Oregon Zoo that someone had created where I just no-clipped through the floor, ended up in the back rooms. It was this whole other part of the game.
Who's in the back zoo?
The back zoo.
The back exhibits. I did also have a bit of a frustration when I started my zoo because, so I decided my first franchise mode zoo I would put in basically the Andes Mountains. And then I'm like, you know what, man, I'm sure there'll be some fun animals I can put in there that are like native, and that's how I'll start. And so I was looking in, I'm like, oh, let's see if there's any llamas. Okay, no llamas. Okay, I'll just search South America and tundra biome. 0. No, if you don't have the DLC for South America, there were no native animals you can start with whatsoever. So I got mad at the game and said, in that case, I'll fill my zoo with horrible spiders. And so that's why the first exhibits in my zoo were Brazilian wandering spiders, Brazilian salmon tarantulas, and Mexican red knee tarantulas, which I put side by side and labeled them horrible banana spider, slightly less horrible spider, least horrible spider.
Is that what you named them?
That is actually what I named the exhibits, yes.
I thought that's what you named the spiders.
No, the spiders were all just called shit like Rodrigo. They all just had people names.
Oh, Rodrigo. I remember him.
Some of the generated names for the animals I loved.
Oh, there was a tiger in the tutorial that had a name that was pretty much all consonants.
Ikamatulu.
I had I had an iguana named Shakira. I thought that was very amusing because I didn't do that. I was just like, it said Shakira's about to give birth. I'm like, wow, those hips really don't lie.
I'm pretty sure it was like a water bison that I had, or my water buffalo. In any case, its name was Jeff, but it was Geoff, which I call
douchebag Jeff.
Geoff. My name is Geoff.
But the funny thing is, though, I started off making that horrible zoo, and then, like, I actually started to get people coming in, and I just kind of liked it more and more, and so I just decided to make a no-mammals zoo. And so now my zoo is entirely arthropods, reptiles, and flightless birds. And it's actually doing pretty well. It's just like all creepy crawlies and dinosaurs. It's great.
Get you some gators, man.
I do have the thing we mentioned earlier, not a gator, but the African guy that you... Gargoyles, yeah, thank you. Gargoyle. I can't even say it.
The gargoyle.
Gargoyles. Gargoyles! But I don't know. I did end up finding a weird sense of ownership and enjoyment out of what I was doing. On the internet, it was really weird that, like, I kept getting the message that my gargoyles were too cold, and so I kept placing more and more heaters in the exhibit, and eventually I realized I clicked the water and said, your water is minus 1 degree Celsius. First off, it better not be. That is called ice. that is what happens to water. That is literally the definition.
So, did you throw some heaters in the water?
Yes, and that didn't work.
Oh, shit.
Throwing heaters in the water is not how you heat water. It turns out there is a water temperature facility that is in the same place as power sources and water treatment plants. And the fourth thing I tried when I had protesters for the 4th time about my cool African lizard friends.
Yeah, fucking protesters. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I tended to get protesters pretty much any time my spiders breed, too, because they tended to make, like, 10 spiders at a time, and then they would all be pissed off that there were 10 spiders there. Like, homie, you did that! That was exactly what you just spent the last little while having a great time doing.
I guess, technically, if they wanted to be true to form, there would be 2 spiders, they would mate. There would then be 1 spider. There would then be 11 spiders. There would then be 10 spiders.
Okay, Charlotte's Web, chill out, man. The iguanas got pissy every single time they would give birth because they're like, oh no, there's 3 iguanas now. We hate 3. 2 is the good number of iguanas. Funny as hell.
Fun thing about
you also can make a good amount of money selling those. So I would just sell whichever things had the worst genetics after each breeding session.
Yeah, this is the way.
Yeah, this is why I didn't get involved into career or sandbox mode or anything like that. And I just spent my time.
Spirals.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is why I just spent my time touring the already completed stuff, because I know myself, and I know the second that I started working on something, it would become a time sink, and I would get into the weeds of all of that, and next thing I knew, it would be like 3 a.m.
I feel like the way that you like to do EV training and shit in Pokemon, that you would have been trying to get like the best stats and be like, okay, only you can fuck only you. Go make good babies.
Yep. Yep. I would be doing that. I do the same thing in Palworld.
In fact,
I feel like this game has a lot. If you're neurodivergent in any way, if you're OCD or ADHD or whatever, this game is just designed to be a treadmill you can spend all day on in the career modes, the franchise, sandbox, whatever you call it. When I say career, I meant everything but career, actually.
What I liked about...
Although the career modes do get more open-ended as you go. Sorry, I keep talking the moment you're about to jump in. That's me.
You're okay. The in the sandbox mode, you can go in and tweak the sandbox settings to like however you want. So like I went in there and like any of the negative shit, turned it all off. Right? I just want to get my zoo up and running and ready to go. Then I want to turn all of that shit on, turn money on, turn the other thing on, and then treat that like a park like that. The problem is that park that I made, or that I downloaded and then put all the animals into, is fucking massive. And with the amount of animals that are in it, it's already slow. You then bring in a crowd. Now you can, in the settings, there's a crowd limiter if you want to use that, right? Because I was hitting like maybe 20 frames a second in that park when I had like 15 to 18,000 people in my park. And that's a lot of rendering that my PC was doing. So there's a lot of ways that you can tweak this game to add to your liking if you wanted to. So I just think that that's really another nifty thing about it. Like, you don't like protesters in sandbox mode? Turn them off. Turn those fuckers off. You'll never see them again. Your animals could all die. Ain't no one gonna hold a sign.
The Planet Zoo equivalent of putting all your Sims in the pool and then getting rid of the ladder.
So true.
You want to do that? Just take your dicks and toss them in the crocodile pit.
I put my dick in the croc pit. You put your dick in the croc pit.
We ready to do ratings?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I got all that was the last thing on my little piece of paper. Not the parappa.
He had to put his dick in the croc pit.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. I love zoos. I love animals. I made that very apparent. They're like one of my... So I created a new section of the Discord called Some People Like Trains, because Dane said that one time and it cracked me the fuck up, and I've run with it. And I put everything that I would consider my trains in there. So I got liminal stuff, SCP stuff, weather stuff, and then now zoo stuff. And
Pro Wrestling doesn't fit because he made 900 channels for it already.
Yeah, I've been looking at... I need to pare that down a little more. I think Joshi and Pro Wrestling can get merged.
Merged?
Japan Wrestling.
You could probably merge all of those into Lucha and just have an international channel even.
Yeah, that's true. International Wrestling, blah... I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I've been meaning to pare it down a little more. I've been slowly but surely... I deleted a few channels not that long ago. Anyway, that's a discussion
not the
for another time.
Saustrich channel.
No, I didn't delete the Saustrich channel. I don't think.
Okay, good.
Too important. It's a load bearing channel.
Yeah.
So are the 18 plus channels. Just kidding. That sucked. That was an awful joke that they're load bearing channels.
No, I thought that was actually a good one.
That was a good joke. So anyway,
because like we only have like one 18 plus channel left at this point. I think it's just like memes at this point. It's like whatever, all the actual horny stuff mostly left the chat.
Oh, horny Joe? Yeah, it's all memes, and yeah. That's because the two girls who were horn dogs left.
I guess that would do it.
Mean,
huh?
I didn't help the situation any. Let me go throw that out there. I know, I understand, but
good job, Jackoff.
So
Ratings.
I really love zoos a lot, and I really like this game, but there is room for improvement that I'm hoping to see in Planet Zoo 2. Smoother camera controls being one of them. Birds, fish. That's gonna be sweet. Like, I'm so excited. I'm probably gonna pre-order it next time I have a good check. But so I'm gonna give this a solid 8.5 cassowaries out of 10 peacocks.
Birds we can have.
Willie, what about you?
So I think I'm not quite as high on it as you are, obviously. That's going to be pretty hard, too, because this is definitely your extreme zone of enthusiasm. But it definitely gives me a lot of fun stuff to nerd out about. I had a pretty good time with it. I have a lot of issues with the way the game jumps you in general. There's a lot of underexplained things and unintuitive things. But the thing is that it does seem like it's not supposed to be a very front-loaded game. Obviously, being a zookeeper is not easy, and the career mode still does a pretty good job of teaching you the things you need to know to start your first franchise zoo. And stuff like the terrain and stuff is just, you'll have to learn that on the fly. Like, that's just, it is what it is. It's a game with pros and cons. I know that you're super excited about the Zoo Tycoon. I keep calling the game Zoo Tycoon for some reason. The Planet Zoo 2 new
Aviaries.
Animal types. Yeah, aviaries and aquariums. For some reason, there's a part of me that feels like aviaries and aquariums could be a premium DLC instead of a completely new game. But if they upgrade a lot of the other stuff and get the onboarding better, then I'm looking forward to the sequel. I do think that I'm going to give it a little bit more room for improvement than you did, though. I'm going to say I still think this game is very recommendable to people who like zoos, who like park building or tycoon games. If you have any experience with Frontiers games other than Elite Dangerous, that one doesn't count. It's not much like Elite Dangerous at all. That's got to be such a strange studio that half the people working there are working on like all these theme parks and the other half are working on space pew pews. But I would say that it's a fairly non-cautious recommend from me, and I'll pretty happily give it 7.5 aquariums out of 10 herp aquariums. The herp aquarium is a area in my local zoo that has a lot of creepy crawlies, including a vampire bat exhibit. They're not herps and they're not in aqua, but they're there, and I like them anyway.
Hell yeah.
Always loved the vampire bat exhibit. It's just so dark and weird in there, and it's unapologetically so.
Yeah. I will say, after watching that 30-minute little gameplay thing with those interviewers, I'm telling you, there's a lot of improvements that they talk about in there that I was skipping all around that you didn't get to hear. But I look forward to it. That's all I'm saying. Mik.
What I can also tell from the developers is that they seemed very, very, very pleased with all the new shit they were working on and very happy with the game they're making, which is it's something you can definitely tell they're not bullshitting. They really are proud of what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Mik, what about you, bud?
So I had a lot of weird hang-ups with this game that I think are just me problems. I think ultimately it is a good, decent building simulator that I think is just starting to show its age a little bit. So I think the sequel will hopefully address 99% of my concerns with this game, including the controls. Not a bad game. Just it definitely had some quirks and some dated mechanics. And I agree with Willie about the fact that it's. I didn't want it to be handholdy, but I also didn't want it to be a good luck type game. Like I wanted to get some, a little bit more than I got from the tutorial. But I also think the only reason that I didn't spend more time with this game is because I would end up spending too much time with this game. So I have to give it points for that, because I think it would. I think if I got into the weeds of it, I would have gotten into the weeds of it, and I would have spent a lot of time on it. So I'm going to give this 6 African lions out of 10 giant tortoises.
Behold, dog.
That took me a second, but yes. All right. House cleaning. And then we'll get to what's up next. Let's see. If you would go and leave us a review over on iTunes and Spotify, that would really help us out in the algorithm, por favor, because I really, really, really suck at social media. Discord, though, that's where it's really happening. bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters, will get you an invite in, and you can check it out. Or I think also discord.tsmp.gay.
Was it tsmp.gay? I gotta make sure, absolutely sure.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's tsmp.gay.
Yeah. We'll get you an invite. Thank you to Dane for that. Then we got patreon.com if you want to support the show. You get $1 or more a month to get you the episodes early and ad-free, whereas $10 or more a month gets you all of that, plus your names on each and every single episode. Oh, you get the banter in the beginning, just for the patrons, for the dollar tier as well. There are no ads. I've been meaning to switch that in my brain. Or you can get your name read on each and every episode for $10, like these wonderful people right here. Nate Cogsworth, the 7th of June-iper, Jeff, the original Expendable, Mr. Syllables, old Jeffy Lube, the man who erased his nickname, now the Wolverine, formerly known as Logan Jareed, a.k.a. Little Maniac, Ariesoradam, shout out to his podcast, Expector approved. Oh, almost fell into the Revival Extinction handle there. Team Retrogue, check him out over on YouTube. Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself, Flying Brian Dorian Gray, and Fenris, the healer from the Eyes of Bama. You're all very, very much appreciated. Shout out Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. You can catch me talking to those boys about some movies. We've our schedule's been all over the place, and there's been some shit going on in people's lives. So we'll be back soon talking about Suzume. Hopefully this weekend. We'll see. TSMPproductions.threadless.com. Catch you a shirt. Mick, plug your stuff.
Team Retrogue on YouTube. Go check out the Retro Pocket Nova Initial Impressions video. Also, if you're going to read Dungeon Crawler Carl, read the audiobook. Listen to the audiobook. Because the guy who does the narration for it is a really, really good voice actor. I don't know if he's really a voice actor, but he has great voice acting for his narration. And I'm on book 3 now as a result.
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely heard that opinion that audiobook is very much carried by a great narrator.
Willie, do you have anything you would like to plug?
I like turtles.
It's the best episode you could have said that on. That only leaves one thing, and that is what we were playing up next. And we are in the dog days of replays. We were just now done our first TSMP revisit of Planet. Well, not the first one ever, but like the first one of this of Planet Zoo. And up next is Mick's pick. So I'm very intrigued. What you got? What did you look through them? Did you finally decide?
So, this was a really, really interesting list of games that you and Ryan went through. But out of all of them, one just came across my eye, and I just feel like I have to end this show by saying some wonderful words about a great RPG that we are about to embark on, And those wonderful words are as follows. Fuck you, Jeff. We're playing South Park Stick of Truth. Take it easy, everybody.